No, prison and jail are not the same. This is the Ronnie Vegas podcast with your boy, the Joy Pimpin'. Enjoy! Let's go, baby!
What's going on, Ronnie?
Ronnie Vegas podcast, episode 4. How you doing, DeJoy?
Good, good. Was that a Cat Williams impression?
It was the best one I could do. Special guest, TIC in the house. Everybody say hi to TIC. TIC, say hi.
What's up, y'all?
That's right. That's right.
That's right, that's right, that's right.
So this is the Ronnie Vegas podcast, episode 4.
Indeed, episode
With me,
number
as
4.
always, is...
Your boy, the Joy.
And special guest today is TIC. Most people probably know him as that. Some people know him as Tommy or Thomas. And he's used to be in the band with me. He's right here. And we're going to talk to him today. But first, let's get right to it. The sponsor, still going strong, 4 episodes, is Exotica Dispensary, Route 37, Akwesasne. They have your premium flowers, your dabs, your edibles, your nanofused technology, coffees and slushies and all different kinds of things. And today we are smoking their Purple Kush.
Sounds delicious.
We'll find out together.
We will.
Exotica Dispensary out there, Route 37, Akwesasne. Tell them Ronnie Vegas sent you. Use code Vegas at checkout. Tell them we sent you. Yeah. 4 episodes in, they're still with us. That's good, right? That's a good thing.
I mean, they haven't told us they hate it yet, so that's definitely
Hey,
positive. Can't go wrong there.
That's right. I also, we might as well get the other spot out of the way. We're gonna smoking and drinking, and since we're smoking and drinking, we're gonna be drinking the Gin and Juice by Dr. Dre and Snoop. This is the citrus flavor, and locally in my area, you can find it at Ye Old Liquors, just off Route 11 in Canton. Kraken.
How's it taste? Give me the rundown.
Hey man, it's got a lot of citrus to it, like lime. It doesn't taste like gin and juice to me. It just tastes like kind of like a limeade or something.
It's more like a seltzer. It's a seltzer, right? It's like a
Yeah, it is. It's 5.9 alcohol, parental advisory apparently. So
that's cool.
Alex, get out. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, gin and juice. They got all different kinds of flavors. This one is citrus.
Do you know why the parental advisory thing is on there?
I'm assuming from the days in NWA.
Indeed. It was one of the first. I think it was the first album. Their first album.
That had to have that.
Had to put the parental advisory sticker on there.
I knew they were responsible for it. I just didn't know if it was like Ice Cube himself and Dr. Dre was like with him, or if it was them as a conglomerate. So yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The band didn't have it on when they first released the album, and then top music heads thought that because there was so much swearing and it wasn't good for radio play, that they didn't want people to buy the album. So they put the parental advisory stickers on them. They made them put them on there, and that increased the sales even more. So other albums started putting them on there because they were like,
just had to say something a little foul.
Yeah.
I just thought it was always an FCC rule or something, since you weren't allowed to swear on like TV and shit.
No,
It's there is a rule though that you have to have it. We had to have it on our album there, Tirades album, Uprise. We had to put one on.
Yeah, they then made it a law that there was not a law, but they made it a rule that if there was a certain amount of expletives or obscene language or whatever they wanted to call it, that you had to have it. If you wanted to make money off it, if you wanted to sell it, so they wasn't marketed to children or whatever.
No, but I knew, and I tell you, with weed, it's really good. So it's probably good by itself, I would imagine. Very good.
I mean, it makes total sense for them to make a drink, gin and juice.
Yeah, I tell you what, this would be a good like summertime drink because it seriously just tastes like a limeade. It's really smooth. It's really good. It's really good. This Purple Kush is really good too.
I am out
Should see about making them a sponsor, huh?
Huh?
Should see about making them a sponsor.
Unpaid plug for them. I'm just trying it. I think it's pretty good. I think it's good stuff.
And you said there are other
flavors.
flavors.
A little taste it.
But you don't have those.
There
in
are
this
plenty of other
citrus?
flavors. I have another one. Maybe I'll do that on the next podcast. But this one is citrus. So, and I like it. I think it's pretty good. Local news. Tick. You used to live up here, so you're gonna like this story. Heard on the radio today that someone is abducting cats and shaving them,
What?
and then letting the cats go
How many?
where they
Bullshit.
found them.
I want to see that story. I don't believe you. It sounds like shit you're just making
Heard it
up.
on the radio this morning. No, I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up. It was on the local radio this morning. Not making it up.
It's got to be a meth head or something up there. There's
I
no
mean,
Or
way
I-
you're
some
just gonna shave a
sadistic
cat.
14-year-old
doubt.
kid.
Can you imagine just being a cat? You got let out, you're stretching, you're chasing like the field mice, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, hey, yeah, I'll let this person pet me. What the? Fucking come back fucking naked, shaking, fucking, mom. Fucking, I can't imagine, dude. That's nuts. That's nuts to me. But yeah, apparently somebody's snatching up cats, so you better hide your children, hide your wives, and hide your husbands.
And your cats.
And your cats, apparently.
I
Probably
mean,
your
I
dogs.
can't
too.
find the story, but maybe it's
It's local. It's up here. It's up here, man. Wild shit happens up here all the time.
maybe somebody made it up because they saw a lot of stray cats, so they're just like, you should keep your cats inside, or I'm gonna fucking shave them.
I mean, that would work, right?
Did they give like a radius? Did they give it towns like that it's happened in so far?
I don't know. It's on. I imagine it's probably St. Lawrence, Jefferson, and Lewis counties. Watch out. There's a pussy shaver out there. Hey, okay. Anyway, that's about all the news we got. We got nothing else from Boeing. Nobody's died. Haven't heard of any accidents or fatalities.
I gotta fly on like a plane in like
Hey,
3
yo.
weeks or 4 weeks.
Hey,
So I'm
yo.
trying to make sure it's an
Hopefully-
Airbus, not a Boeing. Like I have to book my flight for next
yeah.
week.
So yeah, I was gonna say, you've been watching the podcast, so hopefully we brought it. Did we bring it to your attention? Did you hear it somewhere else?
No, I watched this dude called Mentor Pilot on YouTube who does all this like airplane crash reports and shit from like the history of airplanes or whatever. And he was talking about it quite a bit. And then I started looking into it and I'm like, I just flew on. I don't know if it was a Boeing. It was United, and they have like
They have
a
a lot
huge
of
Boeing
Boeings.
fleet.
My mom was on a
So-
Boeing yesterday,
May
flying back from Albuquerque.
did she fly a Boeing?
Yeah, she was on a Boeing yesterday, flying back from Albuquerque.
As long as it's not that 787 Air Max or 37 or whatever the hell that's the one that's having
A
all
lot
the
of them are having
problems.
problems right now.
Apparently, Mama DeJoy doesn't watch the podcast with her baby boy DeJoy.
No, she's got far more important things to do than watch this podcast.
Well, if she has important things to do, she might want about thinking of flying a different quality product.
No, she goes on planes all the time.
She
She got that
might not.
flight booked for her by her college. She didn't book it herself. I'm sure she's
just
not gonna.
go to the college and say, "Hey, my baby boy DeJoy said."
Hey, that money
If
that
it's Boeing, I'm not going, right? Or
If
how-
it's
how-
Boeing, I'm not going.
That's a good one. I like
Great
that.
tagline.
That's a
Well, they
really
used
good
to
one.
have that line. That Boeing had that line themselves. Not that line, but it was something.
If it's
when they
not
first-
Boeing, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Huh. My, how the turntables. How the
Right.
turntables. Yeah, so Alex, you got any news, any sports anyone should know anything about?
mean-
Anyone get super hurt or any like record because you're the sports guy. I just don't know if you heard anything big.
No records, really. No.
Because that's
major
really all
news.
anyone really cares about at this point.
No, the only thing that's really big that's upcoming is March Madness starts this week, which is really cool.
That's always fun.
That's always fun. That's the greatest playoffs in all of sports is college basketball.
Check, you still into the NC the March Madness? No,
No.
because you used to be quite a lot when we were
Yeah.
teenagers.
Yeah.
We used to play the NCAA basketball games instead of the actual like NBA basketball games and stuff.
back when
Yeah.
they actually made NCAA games. They're finally coming
Yeah,
out.
they don't do that anymore.
It's because of
Really?
because the NCAA was making money off of their making money off of their players, obviously, by putting
Oh,
their
I know.
names
I
into
saw
their
the
games.
South Park episode.
Yeah, and so the NCAA made it a rule that the players couldn't make money because of the whole Reggie Bush issue. Because when he won the Heisman, he said that he made money signing autographs and made money off of his likeness. And the NCAA said that essentially that their likeness belongs to the NCAA,
Which is
ridiculous. So for
dude.
10 years, they took away Reggie's Heisman Trophy, which is wild. And for 10 years, and then the players countered, or like the NCAA countersued, and they were just like, yeah, well, you're making money off of them and not paying them. So like you should like, so then they had to stop making the game. And then just a couple years ago with the NIL deals, which is now passed, so NCAA athletes can make money off of their likeness. And now that there's going to be an NCAA football game released this year for the first time in 10 years. Which is really cool.
That's pretty wild.
It is cool because I loved the NCAA
I don't understand
games.
why they don't want the kids to make a little money if they can.
They finally do now because
they don't let them have jobs, right? When they're in the basketball programs, they can't hold jobs when they're in college or whatever.
Now. You're allowed to hold jobs.
You are allowed to now, but you couldn't, right?
No. You could always have a job, but you could never have a job that used your likeness. So there were all of these stories of like NCAA. I get where you're coming from because there were stories of NCAA telling players that they couldn't work at like a pizza place or whatever.
Right.
But that's simply because the pizza place was advertising that player as working there. And so they would get more traction, which was them making money off of their likeness. And the players were paid more than...
And the NCAA assholes are saying, hey, no, we make money off you, not
we
them.
can only make money off of displaying your likeness on TV and in video games. And then they made the rule where they couldn't do that. And then they undid the rule, and now they let players... The NCAA still doesn't pay them. Obviously, the schools give them scholarships, but the NCAA as an organization does not pay the players whatsoever. They do not give them anything, and they make all of the money off of the TV deals because college football is massive.
Wild segue.
Yeah.
Tick, remember the band STEM with 2 M's that we played with? You remember? Alex, I don't know if you knew them, but they were the band who had, when the UFC started getting big, and they had the song Face the Pain at the beginning of every single UFC event, every single whatever the UFC, it was just that song, Face the Pain, that one.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, so, and it was also in a video game. Well, we played with them. Where the fuck was that?
I played a few times with them. I think it was like down.
But where was the first place? Because that was when I had the conversation.
Utica, maybe?
Was it Utica?
I want to say Utica with Caustic and...
Or was it Elmira?
Or what was it? What was that little that little town that Matt's from? By Syracuse.
Auburn.
No. Is that where we played?
Yeah, it's Auburn. Yeah, I know the bar you're thinking of. We played there like 7 times, right?
Yeah. I can't think of the name of the bar.
Maybe.
But I think when we played them at least once there, and then I think in Binghamton or something. Remember there was like that ambulance and we thought somebody got hit on the side of the road, like 2 blocks down.
That's what I was going to say. That's how I remember that show too, because we were like the old GPS days. We had the little TomTom about this big and we turned the big bus onto the fucking street and everyone's standing up behind me and I'm driving. And I remember we're all looking like for this bar and all of a sudden we see, what was it? Like 2 ambulances and like a person on a stretcher. And it put another person laying. There's like fucking blood on the curb and shit. And I'm like, oh my god! It was either you or Timmy. Were like, God, I hope it's not around here. And then the TomTom went,
you have reached your destination.
Yeah, it was like right next door. We were like, fuck. But yeah. So we played with STEM anyway. To get back to that, they signed a thing that said, go ahead and just use it. You know, back when the UFC was really nothing. They had this song for a while. And so when they decided, when Dana White probably saw that and said, hey, this is a pretty good tune. We can use it for free. They used it for like 3 or 4 years. So they never saw a dime for that. So that's kind of on the same wavelength of like the college kids not getting anything for something that somebody else is using on that kind of scale, you know.
It's
why we always took everything to a lawyer anytime we had anything
that's like why we didn't sign almost anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous how much those people take from the artists
And those dudes should be set for life with how much they use that song. They shouldn't have to do anything.
They shouldn't have to do anything. The UFC,
Ever.
dude, it was on that video game. The big UFC, like it sold record numbers,
I think
and then
it was
all
on
the
a couple.
pay-per-views, and I mean, dude, they should have. Yeah, I feel bad every time I think about that. He had a joint bigger than a fucking elephant tusk. The bass player, I can't remember his name, and we were out back, me and Matt. And he was like, "You guys want to smoke this with me?" It was literally, dude. He was like, "You want to smoke this with me?" Fucking. And at the time, I really didn't smoke, and I saw the size of it, and I was like, "Yeah." So,
Stephen Crowell.
Thank you. So we smoked with him, and he was telling us all about it, and I was just like, "Wow, man, that's fucked up." And that's when I remembered. I think we just released our second album. I remember thinking, I got to be on top of this shit. I got to make sure we don't sign shit like that to put us in that situation. So, or maybe we should have, because I mean, it's not like they didn't play arenas and go on tour and shit because of that. You know, like it paid off in a way, but they still, like you said, literally should have just made the royalties and not had to do a fucking thing off that.
Wow.
Yeah.
2002, Stem signed a licensing deal with the UFC. Music has been incorporated in UFC television, live events since 2002. Songs to date used by UFC include Out of Context, Holding On, Fallen, Face the Pain, which was used as the theme song. It was also featured in UFC 2009 Undisputed soundtrack, which have been used on every UFC pay-per-view from 2002 until 2018. And The Ultimate Fighter. Face the Pain was also featured on the UFC compilation CD UFC Ultimate Beatdowns Volume 1, alongside such bands as Fear Factory, Slayer, Shadows Fall. Stem more recently also signed a licensing deal to feature their music on a Canadian television show, The Fight Network.
Think of that. Just think of every pay-per-view.
16 years of using your music and not seeing a penny for it.
What the fuck, Dana White?
Dana White was fucking rubbing his hands together when he
I
got
know what
free
Dana
music.
White would say in this position. I've seen a YouTube compilation. He would say, "I don't give a fuck." That's what he'd say. I know.
That's what you would say.
I've said it before. I've said it again. I don't give a fuck.
To be fair, when he bought the UFC, I remember him talking about this on a podcast where he said he bought the UFC, and what that came with was 3 letters and a gym with some old mats. And he paid $1 million for it.
I get it. I get it. But you couldn't throw the guys that you literally used almost their whole first EP.
I'm sure they could.
For fucking 16 years, dude. These guys are probably still working at a fucking Wegmans, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
they signed a deal with a Canadian
they're the
TV
night
show
crew
very
at
recently,
fucking Tops. You know what I mean? Like, they're not hand over fist in it. Might be a shift manager at fucking Walmart. I'm just saying. Throw the guys some money. I hope they at least got like VIP fucking UFC tickets for the rest of their lives, and like free flights or you know what? No, fuck that. Just give me some money, man. Fuck, give me the money. Fuck that. That's
the last
insane.
they toured was 2009.
Wow.
And they disbanded in 2012.
Hey, you know what? That was when we played with them. So that was their last outing.
The band became active again in 2019. Yeah. They released a new single, Don't Act Surprised, October 13th.
With a new singer, though. New singer, I think. I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Current lineup is still Joe Carfarella.
Oh.
Still 1998 to present.
Old Joey.
Lead vocals.
Yeah. He was good, man. He was good live. He had a presence.
They were awesome live, dude. They had a good. They were awesome.
I remember the first show we played with them. Remember, we were even strapped for a room up there, and we were just a 4-piece. And I think they had 5, didn't they, or whatever, or they just had bigger speakers probably or something. But they were cramped for room, but they were putting on a fucking show, man.
Yeah, it was
like
awesome.
that, and their energy, just one song right after another. It was they were really good. Shout out to Stem, man. I hope you guys aren't working the night crew at Walmart if you hear this.
They recently signed a deal with a Canadian Fight Network, so you know, like they. I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they're hopefully not.
Should have been the UFC.
They probably sold the same song to him.
I mean,
Maybe.
well, no, because they signed it over to Dana White. Like
He signed
literally,
the rights to the song and everything, or just the use
yeah.
of it?
No, like the I believe I don't think they can have it back. Like they can still play it and stuff, but I
They
don't think they
signed a
can sell it to
licensing
anyone
deal with
else.
them. They didn't give them.
That's a licensing deal, though. Can you sign two licensing deals?
Yes,
And
For
you
the
was
can.
it?
same
What is
thing?
this one like a
For sure.
lifetime licensing deal? Does it
Yeah.
ever expire? Like what the fuck?
I don't know, man. It was way back when it was probably just a fucking handshake and a fucking pat on the bald head of Dana White.
Yeah,
In
right.
All of a sudden, you see a
2002.
young Conor McGregor like,
Hey, Lovey.
In
fuck it.
2002, Conor McGregor was like 14. So
I said he was young.
probably not. He probably younger than that because he's only like 35 now.
Midterms come out to Conor McGregor when he's in ninth grade. I'll fight you for it. You do fucking nothing. You do fucking nothing.
That's wild.
Where's
bro.
me second A plus? Anyway, all right. So let's get to the official intro for our special guest, which is TIC. TIC. We'll get to that little story. But Thomas Arquette, he used to live up here around me. We grew up together. We've fucking known each other since what? How long have we been hanging out?
Like
30.
13 or 14.
Yeah. So
I'd like to know how you guys met. Was it
Long
just school?
time.
just
Did you guys
we'll
just go
get to
school
that. I'm
together?
still doing
Okay,
it.
my
So
bad.
we grew up together, same street, same high school.
Okay.
He was in the first band ever with me back in high school. He was my guitar player. I was his singer. We've been in bands ever since. We were in this great band right here, Tirade. We put out 3 albums, bunch of movies, toured everywhere, played with a bunch of bands. We'll get to that. And also his work synopsis. He used to work with me after school at the pub. He was a youth advocate for the YAP program in Canton. And then he moved to Saranac, worked his way up to surgical tech and all this kind. We'll get to that. And now he works IT. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Tick.
Where's the soundboard? This is the worst soundboard that you could have come up.
It'll
No, I'm
all
just
be
kidding.
in
I love you,
post. You
dude.
know, it'll all be in post.
Yeah, man, it comes up in post.
I
It's
got some
podcast.
cheering. I got some fucking explosive.
Yeah.
Like some
I'm just
He'll have,
explosions going on.
fucking with you.
he'll have a little video of you playing in your power circle. Just
Ronnie
man.
told me about this circle that you would walk around in when you were performing, and so I was
Mhm.
going through some old footage for one of the episodes when Ronnie was talking about one of his when Ronnie was talking about that reunion show, and so I watched the entire show.
It's
And
true.
you did move about 8 square feet. It was
Yeah,
maybe that.
Tick had his
Wow.
power circle, which was right about 6 foot, and you don't get in Tick's power circle. If it's a song where we're gonna fucking hammer it, when it gets to that hammering part, don't be in that power circle, man, because you don't know what this motherfucker's gonna do.
It was that way when we were kids, dude. Even we used to do that Southtown by POD.
Power
Remember
circle,
that?
bro.
And I used to have
Yep.
the freaking strings hanging off the end of the guitar.
And oh, dude, yeah. So we were in the high school band together. Played a lot of covers, Rage Against the Machine covers, and we played Southtown by POD. So Tick on the head of his guitar, where you put the strings through and you wind them up, right? Okay. Well, you're supposed to clip them nice and short, right? Tom Morello back in
I
the
wanted
day.
to be Tom Morello, dude. So
And we'll get to that too, man. We'll get to it right now. Fuck it. So this motherfucker, how you were what? 16, 15,
yeah,
16,
15, somewhere around there.
16. Well, I was a senior, so you must have been 16, right about there. Anyway, this fucking 16-year-old in 2000 and 2001, when the internet was still fresh, figured out how to fucking play all the Tom Morello solos the way they were supposed to be played. He fucking hooked up his guitar with the toggle switch so it made the fucking whatever. He figured out exactly where to unplug the live chord and what frets to hit it on what string so it sounded like the fucking Testify solo. The People of the Sun, you needed at a what number, Alan Rents?
Okay, 2 or 3, I can't remember.
2. Number 2 Allen wrench, and you had to scrub it in the exact spot to get it to sound just
Not
like.
at number 3.
No. Seriously, it made a difference,
Yeah.
didn't it? Didn't
Yeah,
it? We
dude,
tried
we
it.
tried
We
a
tried
bunch
it
of
with
them.
like and we were like, that's the
That's
sound.
the
okay. I was
one,
gonna
yeah.
say, was this all like trial and error, or did like he make a?
No, we found like chat rooms back then or something where people were talking about shit like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
Tom Morello used to leave his strings long, like fucking. We're talking 2 feet, right? Just dangling everywhere. And Tom Morello kind of had a power circle. That's probably where you got it. That's probably where you got it from.
We watched most of
I
his
would
videos
imagine. I mean,
around
because
there.
growing, that just hit me, man. Growing up, that was pretty much what you emulated, and I pretty much emulated Zach De La Rocca, who ran back and forth on stage and did a bunch of crazy shit, and I still did that to this. Well,
What was
not
that
this
one?
day, but
It was Woodstock '99 VHS, and there was another
we
one.
watched that
Family
how many
Value
times?
Tour '98
Yeah.
VHS. Oh my god, hundreds.
But the Woodstock
I can't
'99 performance of Rage Against the
Rage
Machine,
Against the
we used
Machine.
to watch
We bought
that.
it on eBay, dude. We
Yeah,
bought
yeah.
a VHS of that shit on eBay.
Yep.
I can just
We used to
Google
watch it.
right now.
Yeah, we used to watch it after every single band practice, which was pretty much every fucking day, because we would literally go to work together because we worked together, and then we'd go straight over to Joe's house, and we'd just fucking play. You're turning night into day. Fucking yeah. Remember we'd be up all. Oh my god, dude, crazy times. But anyway,
Yeah.
so Tick left his strings long. Okay, so go ahead, Tick. Back to the power circle and how you found it and how it went tragic the
Oh,
first time we played
With
out.
the break, no, it wasn't even when we played out. It was at a
Oh, it
practice
was a
up
practice.
in the top of
That's
the
right.
barn.
Yeah.
Um,
110
or no,
degrees.
garage. Yeah, and it got to the breakdown where they're like, they got to be like this or whatever.
Like that.
And when I went to headbang, it stabbed me in the eye. One of the strings that were like
Oh.
flopping around was like
he was
somehow
going like
amazingly
this.
like freaking.
The string went right up and behind his eye.
Eesh.
And I remember him stopping playing and going,
Yeah.
and he went, and like I saw it pull out, and dude, I dry heaved for what, 2 minutes?
Yeah, at least.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was bad, dude. You're lucky you didn't lose your eye.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that
for
hurts
real.
just thinking about it.
I mean,
Jesus.
what a weird connection.
Shortly after that, I think you started winding them up at least a little bit.
Yeah, I stopped doing that shit real
Yeah.
fast.
At least
Yeah,
stop
that was-
headbanging at the fucking neck of the guitar.
Well, I mean, when you start.
Well, it's hard when you
headbanging-
power stance it. The neck is like hanging like right down in
Yeah.
front of you. You know what I mean?
It's hard
when you're
you
in that 2
power
foot.
stance it.
I was gonna say I get what you're talking about when you like dry heave for 2 minutes, because I was watching a weird connection. I was watching a UFC fight where a guy got poked in the eye, and you can literally watch the finger disappear into his eye.
Yes.
And that's
And they show it slow and Joe
Yeah.
Rogan's like, that's wild.
that's why.
That's wild.
Ugh.
You guys ever do DMT? Hey. Hey. That's fucking wild. Oh, look, someone's on the mat. Hey. Fuck it. All right. Anyway, yeah, dude. So that's where your power stance came from, emulating Tom Morello, because Tom Morello did not. If you watch the '99 performance, I think in that entire hour set, he moved maybe 6 feet. Maybe.
Yeah.
If he moved more than that, it was to go back and like fix his tuner or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was like so hardcore wanting to be Tom Morello that we had Jim Bristol paint Che Guevara on the front of my amp like him and all this
Just
other
like him
crazy shit.
from the Woodstock
Like,
Live. It was a good
at the
stencil.
show we had the freaking star or whatever it was, didn't we?
You did.
Oh, I did.
You did. You wore the red star, the Rage Against the Machine star.
Yeah.
Communist. Yeah.
I wanted to be a communist for like a couple of years there now.
I mean, on paper, it's not bad. It just doesn't work out most of the time.
It wasn't so much wanting to be a communist as the wanting to say fuck the system with Rage Against the Machine and like
Which we
everything
did.
that they talk about.
Which we did. Our
Yeah.
first show out. Shout out to Jimmy for painting that Che Guevara too.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
really cool of him. Didn't even charge us anything. Dude, how did he make? I don't remember how he made. He drew it right on a piece
Yeah.
of cardboard that
Yeah.
was exactly the right size, and then he
He did
spray
that.
painted it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
he's still doing. I think he tattoos now too, and he
He
was
was
just up
insane.
here.
I used to spend like hours just watching that kid draw on a piece of paper.
Insane talent, man. One of the best bass players too. Now he plays like an upright bass. One of the
I
big.
saw him playing up there
Hello. Yeah, yeah,
not too long ago. He played with
yeah.
his wife
He's
or
wild,
girlfriend or
dude.
whatever. That's
It's
cool, man.
it's wild. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Shout out to Jimmy. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
shit.
He played
forgot
with
where
us,
we were
dude.
going. Yeah, he did for
He
a
was
little
in
bit.
yeah.
That was almost Canadian.
Oh yeah, that was before Tyre. That was like when that was one of our first couple of
after
bands.
that was after the one we were just talking about, playing our first show. So we had shout out to Wes and
Rage
Joe.
Against the Limp Death Corn Pod, is that what it was called?
Yeah, no. The name of the band was Clear the Mechanism because our drummer Joe. What was the movie?
I don't even know. It was like a Kevin Costner movie or
Kevin
something. I have
Costner
no
baseball
idea.
movie
I
or
don't
something. And
know.
before he threw a pitch, he was like, "Clear the mechanism" or some shit. I don't know.
Clear
It was
the
stupid. We
mechanism.
thought it was cool because it was long. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, we
For the
we
love
got
of the
into
game.
that. Is that what it was?
Yeah, For the Love of the Game. That's a great baseball movie.
Huh.
Where the guy's the pitcher, right? And it's like his last fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So we're all in this band, and I think we were trying to find a bass player forever. We were like, even having tryouts at that auditorium because I knew how to break into it. And remember, we were trying to find just anybody who could play bass. And then I don't remember who hooked us up with Wes, but he was from a different town, so we had to go get him every practice. I had to go get him. I was the only one with a license and a car.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we all get together. We practice. He's from Governor, New York, and he set up a show after school on a Friday, I think.
Yeah.
And it
in
was
the-
like
in
it was
his-
high school bands. There were 3 of them, and we were one of the 3. And we went up last, and our set list was 12 Rage Against the Machine songs, a POD song, a Limp Bizkit song, a Korn song, a Tool song, a Stain song.
and
Am
a
I missing?
Deftones song, I think.
A couple Deftones, yeah, because we played My Own Summer. Have a
Poster
recording of
right
that.
there,
Yeah.
So yeah, and the last, I remember. So they were very upset because none of the other bands were playing songs that we were playing, and of course, like TIC said, we have watched the '99 performance of Rage Against the Machine a lot. We also saw the Limp Bizkit performance
From
and
Family
Korn,
Values 98.
and Korn performances and all this stuff. So we walked out there like it was Woodstock
We did,
'99, and first words out of my, they said you can't swear, you can't do it. And remember how nervous Wes was? Do you remember that kid was
Mhm.
fucking trembling, dude, like
Yeah.
shaking. But he played really good. I gotta send you a copy and him a copy. He lives in Florida now.
Yeah, he's like a lawyer and stuff.
Yeah. Which is
Sprinkle between
wild.
his
Which
family
is
stuff,
wild. So
right?
anyway, so we start off the show. First words out of my mouth are, "Mike, check." Oh shit! And the whole show, dude. These what do they call those adults who are there to supervise kids?
Like chaperones
Chap-
or whatever.
Purple skunk, baby. Purple skunk. Exotica. Chaperones, I kept seeing them. They were very upset the whole time. And we were supposed to play for quite a while, I feel. We had 5 more songs, I think. And we started playing Southtown, which was going to be interesting to see if he didn't take a string to the eye. But we started, I remember you started the guitar part in the beginning. And we hear the chaperones, they're like waving to me. And I fucking hit you. You can see it in the video. I hit you. And I'm like, point. And they're like, 1 more. And I'm like, 1 more? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. And we all huddle up. And I remember you can see Joey in the back behind the drum set. He's like, play Killing in the Name of. Play Killing in the Name of. He's going, and I'm like, you sure? And Wes is like, no. And I'm like, okay. How about this? He's like, what? I'm like, in case they know it. Okay. I was like, we'll play "Wake Up" first by Rage Against the Machine, which was at the end of the Matrix movie. For those of you who need to know what song it is, we played that song first, and it segued into "Killing of the Name of," so they couldn't stop us mid-song. Was our thought, right?
Yeah.
In hindsight,
Should've
what
just
were the
started.
chances of these chaperones, who were women in their mid-30s back then? What was the chances of them knowing this song? Why didn't we just go right into the boop boop boop? We should have just went right into it.
Yeah.
But we wanted to play two more. Fuck them. Fuck the system.
That's right.
Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. So we played two.
That's right.
So anyway, yeah, we got to the very end, and you know how it ends. It's the "fuck you, I won't do what you tell me," and I start saying it. I wasn't holding back.
I was gonna say it's like 15 bars of that.
Everyone, there was, I think, how many kids? Do you remember? It was in the hundreds. It was in the hundreds.
It was a couple hundred at least.
Yeah, it was. I think it was three, just shy of 300 kids. They all start standing up, and I'm going, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me," and I'm holding the mic out, and these kids are going fucking berserk. And then it gets to the "fuck you, I won't do what you tell me," and everything comes into it, and I just held the mic out for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
People were throwing shit. The chaperones were like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
As soon as we got done, din, 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 good night, Governor. Bang! And then right at the end of the video, before they shut it off, you could hear the chaperone go, "Be quiet."
Yeah.
That's so good.
Because they bum rushed the stage like we won a fucking college football game. They literally, all the kids started jumping up, and I was just like,
How old are these kids that you're
wild.
talking about?
I believe it was a high school thing.
Yeah,
So
it
I
was
think
like
it was
15, 16.
9 through 12.
All right.
9 through 12.
Because when you said kids, I'm imagining like a bunch of 10-year-olds going wild to kill.
That'd be even funnier.
To
That
be
would have been
fair-
hilarious. That's what I was.
To be fair, let's go to the next band story. We'll just keep band stories going.
Go.
Remember when we played at our high school? Remember the music teacher, Mr. Danis, who used to let me and you and Rob and everybody go down there and just wail on guitar, and he encouraged it, right?
He was awesome.
Yeah.
He ate a lot of shit from like teachers there for letting us do what we did.
I remember
so
we'd
he
go
was
down to
awesome.
get passes from him, and he'd be like, "No rock and roll today, boys," because you knew you knew he just took a fucking ass chewing, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, fuck that school, dude.
Yeah.
We played there a lot. I played my graduation. You played your graduation. And then anyway, so the band starts doing a couple good things, and he asked us if we wanted to come in and play an assembly.
Yeah.
6 through 12.
I forgot all about doing that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and we played.
So like
we played
12-year-olds
some
up
of our
to fucking
yes,
18-year-olds.
Yes. And all the kids were being super cool. They were just like sitting there because all the teachers were in there too. All the teachers had to bring the classes down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like they're clapping and stuff and, you know, whatever. And we played a few of our songs, and Mr. Danis would talk to us, and we'd say, you know, yeah, we did this. We started like this, and we're hopefully headed this way. And whatever.
School kids.
Yeah. No, that wasn't. We didn't even. Wow, we should have said that.
What?
We never said stay in school or anything like that. We were just like, nah, fuck that. Quit your jobs and go be in a band, dude. Fuck shit up. And then anyway, so Mr. Danis said, is there any songs you guys would like to play before we leave? And I remember saying, what do you guys want to hear? And some little kid in the front said Bodies by Drowning Pool, and we were like, yes sir. So and I remember we like down tuned real quick because we weren't expecting to play something and tuned in C, so we down tuned real quick. And then I remember saying, all right, you guys have been sitting down long enough, you can get up. And then every kid went right up. Oh my god, yeah, it was wild. Yeah. And then we gave away 100 CDs to the first 100 kids that came up and took them, and there were parental advisory stickers on them.
Mm-hmm.
Your school was small, right? When you were talking about
corrupting kids.
How many of those kids got city? 100, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, there was 300 of them, right? Because it was grades 6 through 12. Yeah. And then some of them actually, when they got out of school, well, one of them became our fucking bass player.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, Timmy was at that assembly, right? I think he was.
Don't know.
Yeah, I think he was a
Or did
senior.
he play it with us?
No, he was a senior because we got called back that year to go play the prom. Remember? And Chris was sick, and we asked him because he knew how to play a couple songs or whatever. Like he talked to you. You guys used to work at Pizza Hut together or something, right?
Yeah,
I worked at Pizza Hut too.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. That's just a few. Wow, crazy shit, crazy nuts. So, this fella right here, you moved to Saranac, right?
Mm-hmm.
What year was that?
2011.
11. And
My
you
kid was a
started.
little over 2 years old.
And you started working at was it the Saranac Hospital?
Yeah, it's called Adirondack Medical Center.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's now called like Adirondack Health. I don't know if they changed the name again, but.
Oh, okay. So you started working there as a janitor, right?
Mm-hmm. Like day shift to like cleaning crew. They called it environmental services.
Yeah, I think you like worked some nights too, right?
In Tirade, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, and then you worked your way up to surgical tech. Now,
It took like a little bit. It took like a year and a month, I think, like 13 months or so. So I happened to. There's like a lady who was going out that was like an operating room cleaner. And that was like the one area of the hospital that the cleaning crew I was on didn't clean. And like so, I was like not really a shift supervisor, but I was like the put in charge of the cleaning crew for the most part. Like I would carry around a pager, and anytime anyone in the hospital needed something, they would like call or whatever, and I would either do it or if I was too busy, be like, no, not over like the loud thing. It'd be like this annoying ass beeping noise, like beeper.
Oh, it was an old beeper.
Yeah, and you freaking pull it out and call the phone number on it, and then they would ask you to do shit. Yeah, for real, dude. 2011, they were using that shit.
Hey,
I had to use that when I was on call for the hospital too.
Yeah, I remember that. That was wild. So you worked your way up. So some people might not know, like now you have to have college and stuff, but this was before, like you were like there was a certain amount of time, and you had a book. How thick was it?
I have like 5 of them.
Stop me when I'm close.
In my closet right there.
And you had to study that fucker, right? It was basically like a nursing course in a book, pretty much.
For myself, yeah, but I didn't end up taking the certifications or anything. I ended up being grandfathered in because I had a certain amount of years worked by the time they went to pass the laws or something.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
So you became a surgical tech, and then you became like a union steward?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, like negotiating union contracts for the people, like not like being the representative for all the surgical techs and like basically everyone that worked in the operating room that wasn't a nurse or a doctor.
And what year did you become the steward?
I did it before I was the steward for the cleaning people first.
Oh, no shit.
And then when I went over to that department, like the union steward lady like retired. I stayed the union steward for the cleaners, even though I was working as a surgical tech person. Then that lady retired. And then I just slipped into that.
Slipped in there?
Slipped in it.
So when did you become the steward for the surgical techs? What year was that? Take your time.
2015 or so? 2014?
2015.
Somewhere around there.
14. So in the span of 4 years, you went from janitor to surgical tech union steward. That's wild.
Actually, in the span of 13 months, I went from a janitor to a surgical tech. And like typically they do 6 months to a year for training for people. And I was like watching gallbladder surgeries on YouTube and shit, and I was like watching all this stuff. And prior to that, like I was a shoo-in for the job because I went in during like my days off, because it would be like every other weekend off. But if you remember, even in the band, I would get home at like 5 in the morning and have to be to work by like 6:30 or whatever from shows. And they,
I felt bad for you.
It wasn't bad. It was worth it, dude.
We had a name for me. What was the nickname? Do you guys remember? Because I ran such a tight ship. I was such a bastard. You don't remember calling me Rondolph Titler?
Oh yeah. Yup. I do.
I'm sorry.
They used to, behind my back, these fuckers used to call me Rondolph Titler. Because I weighed 350. I weighed 350. I had, but I was very strict. I ran a tight ship.
Yeah.
But that's why we got where we got. I don't care what anyone says. That's why.
That's funny.
I don't give a fuck.
I agree. I agree. This is a huge portion of it.
Defend my actions all the way to my fucking casket.
But we would fuck with you so hard all the time because it was so easy.
You fuckers didn't even tell me about the Rondolph Titler. I had to hear about it from Sean fucking Swartwood when we were staying at Drop Clutch's house because we had like a 3-week or a 3-night fucking weekend. We played with them, then they came up and played with us. We went back down and played with them, whatever.
Yeah.
I woke up in the morning and I was like, whatever. And I was like, all right, guys, time to go. Load up on the bus. He's like, Rondolph Titler cracking the whip. And I go, what the fuck did you just call me? And all these guys are fucking busting nuts laughing. And I was like, what'd you call me? He's like, oh, yeah, they fucking call you that all the time. Hey, all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah? Please.
That's getting used.
Please.
I'm using that again. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, bring that up. We'll do a little callback.
No, next time you're angry.
I ran a tight ship. Let's talk about it, Tick.
Next time you're angry, we're playing video games. You're gonna be.
No, let's.
Oh God, he's lagging.
Did he disconnect?
He's lagging.
He's getting so worked up his internet's messing up.
Rondolph Titler. Who came up with that? Do you remember?
I can't even remember. I think we were calling him Rondolph like a long time ago. me and the very first drummer. I think the first drummer used to call him Rondolph. Or no, he called him Rondo. That's what we used to call him from the Rondo, plump when you cook him. That's what we used to say to him all the time.
Okay, stop. Save it. Save it.
The high quality hot dogs
So
are
good.
plump when you cook.
No, I'm keeping the part where you froze because it was so funny.
Let's go back.
Yeah, that's good.
3, 2, 1. All right.
So Rondolph.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how tight of a ship I used to run. Go ahead. Shit on me.
No, you're good, dude.
Please.
We had to. We had to.
Please.
We had to kick somebody out for being an alcoholic, and he was like, he took his
really
good.
a tight ship.
Dude, that's when the ship started tightening, bro. Like it was the Wild West out there for the longest time, and you guys were all getting shit faced, especially you and the other guitar player.
Well, I mean,
and then. Like he got drunk at a show and just took his guitar off in the middle of a song we were playing and just walked away and went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Then he came back and he was like putting his guitar on. He came out of the bathroom and just stood there like he was in the crowd, like fucking drinking a beer, chilling. And we're like,
that was when you were playing, right?
Yeah, that was like one of my first few shows.
I think what it was he. Wow, was. So I think he knew or had a feeling like that he was on his way out because you were there. I don't think he thought that.
But I was learning all the backup shit.
I know. I
wasn't even like trying to be lead guitar.
I think he kind of thought that we were replacing him. So I think at that point, at that show, he had given up, and that was his way of just showing that he gave up. Like basically, Dad, fire me. You know what I mean?
I mean, shit. You bring in a guy who you used to play with, who used to be in a band with you before, and you grew up with, and you're really close friends with, I would kind of
Yeah,
think
but
it was.
that dude was like, we treated him the same way. Like he was a bro, like we're bros. So, and he was the lead guitar player, and I only learned the backup shit. I didn't learn any leads for nothing. And I didn't ask to play any leads. I was like, I was just going with the flow, dude. And I was like, yeah,
But
I'll
that
do
has
whatever.
nothing to do with a tight ship. Like I used
Bullshit,
to
it doesn't.
run.
Like that dude got shit faced, and he came back on stage and put the guitar on, and someone was like, play Tom Petty or something. He was like, we don't
Don't
play
do it.
Tom Petty. We're not gay. And we're like, dude, you can't say that shit to people. And
Yeah.
we fired him the next morning.
Yeah.
Actually, we had the drummer's mother fire him the next morning.
She was our manager. She
Oh,
was our
she was
manager.
the manager,
What are
yeah.
managers for? What are we paying you
Yeah.
for, Mom? Yeah, come on. No, we didn't pay her. Debbie, thanks for
No.
being our first manager. Look at how far we got.
Yeah.
She should be proud of that. She should be proud of that.
Yeah.
Even though her
Debbie is
boy,
awesome.
even
I
though
love
her
Debbie.
boy wasn't there for a lot of the bigger stuff, but I'm gonna have him on for an interview in a couple episodes.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That should be
yeah. So
interesting.
and he owes me 15 minutes of apologizing on the podcast. So that's gonna be fun.
What?
How does somebody apologize for 15 minutes?
Oh, he'll find ways to please me for 15 minutes. Trust me.
That's suspicious.
Yeah. So anyway, no, like tight ship. Like I had rules. Remember the rules?
Yeah, but they're all agreed upon rules.
Well, were they agreed upon, or was I kind of really like, don't vote against me type shit?
No,
Because I
we
feel
agreed
like
to
I
'em.
kind of
Like, no, we went. I remember, dude. There was a couple times that we had like serious sit downs. One of them was about the fucking drum set and all that stupidity.
Yep.
And then there was a couple other ones, and I think Timmy was like involved in one of those serious sit downs where we're like, Timmy,
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
but we were always on the same page. You and I always were.
Yeah.
I just like fucking with you, so I would just
Yeah.
go with them because
I
they
had a
fuck with you
couple-
too. So
I had a couple pull you asides, and I had a couple brand you in front of everybody episodes. I know I did.
It's
if
so
you did, I
fun
don't
to fuck with
remember
Ronnie, though,
honestly.
isn't it?
I'd like to say sorry, but I'm almost sure you needed it. I'm almost sure at the time.
It's so fun
Maybe.
to fuck with Ronnie, isn't it? Though.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I
It was
get
easy,
going
too.
so fast, dude. People
Yeah.
know what at work do. They know my number one rule for work is don't fuck with my pay. Right? Everyone knows this. So my first week there, people will be like, "Hey, Ronnie, did you hear the checks are bouncing this week?" And I'll fucking lose it. I'll start putting fucking screws in the wall with a hammer. I don't give a fuck. I'm just so mad, dude. Oh yeah. Anyway, I get upset. I run a tight ship.
But
No,
we had goals that we were trying to reach too.
we
so
did
it
have
was
goals.
like,
We were always
you have to-
progressing. Every time we lost a member, I feel like we got better because we would always take that time to regroup. Like Rob,
not only
shout-
regroup,
shout
but I
out
think
to
it
Rob.
felt like we like found
Yeah, like
we
shout out
found
to
our
Rob.
sound.
He was our
through the whole
first drummer.
process.
He was a drummer in Almost Canadian 2. We were a part of that. But he was our first drummer. He got us started, and then we just kept going. I think we had 1, 2, 3 more drummers. After that, Matt was our final drummer. We also had Fred Akasha. But yeah,
Remember when we had drummer tryouts
open tryouts.
and what is that? Cop showed up and
Yeah,
he
Billy.
like tried out.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah. We were like, so what do you do for work? And he was like, I'm a cop. And we were like, that might not work.
We had to
That
get a
might not-
court order to be able to practice, dude, because his neighbor down the road would call the cops on us every single time we practiced, and we would only
Got
practice
a
one
lot
day a
of
week.
disorderly conducts for that shit.
What time did
And
you practice though? What like during the
we
day?
had to go to
Noon?
court.
Noon.
Yeah, for like an hour or two. Yeah, it wasn't long.
No,
As long as there's no sound like regulation.
There is
And,
no
and it was
sound
and it was
ordinance.
in the back of a garage, dude. It's not like
And we
we're
closed the door, and even though
Yeah.
it was balls fucking degrees in there,
yeah.
we fucking would always keep the door closed. We put up like mattress foam everywhere to try and
Dampen the sound,
soundproof it.
anything. Yeah.
But I remember
These
every
people
time the
were
cops
miserable
would come,
fucks, man.
Drew was a toddler when we were having practice, and I would tell all the cops, I would be like, my toddler's inside taking a nap. It can't be that fucking loud. Like, you know what I mean? Well, their windows are open. Close your fucking window.
It's hot.
Yeah. Well, I know. I'm sweating balls trying to fucking
You're
open up
practicing
for
in an
fucking
oven.
trying to open up for Godsmack here in 2012. Feed me a bone. But yeah, yeah, it was wild. Yeah, we had open tryouts and everything. But I feel like every time we went through somebody, like when I stopped playing bass and we got Timmy in, like that was a big transition, and that was also when we had another drummer transition. So it was yeah, because I used to play the bass to start out. It was just me, you, and Rob when we started. That was it. Um, but every time we got better, and you can kind of hear that in the albums too, like not really better, but we like kept progressing. You know what I mean? We started out as this slow melodic power ballad type band to fucking whatever the fuck you'd call us at the end there. So
It
and
depends
then
where you're from. Downstate, they call us redneck metal
that's right. Even made shirts
because
with
the
it on the
places
back.
that the bar that we brought all these people to was literally like 10 miles in the middle of the woods, and there'd be cars up and down both sides of the road, like hundreds of people there
We would
standing outside
we would
listening.
pack
So
these
it's crazy.
bars. Pack these bars that are supposed to hold 40 people. There'd be fucking 100 people in that cocksucker. Like, remember when we played what is it? I think it was up in Herman, and we couldn't walk from the front door to our shit.
Yeah.
Like it was time for us to play, and we were trying to get through and it like took 20 minutes to get
Yeah.
through because it was just so sardine packed in there. Those
Mhm.
were the days, man. That was wild. Those were good days.
I like those shows better than playing up on the stage.
On a really,
I mean, the
really.
big shows are fun, but I like the crowd right there, not freaking behind a
Fuck,
barricade. Like
fuck
other,
that.
I didn't like
I'm
the
sorry.
alcohol being spilled on our shit and like feeling
Oh
like
yeah, well
you're walking
that's
on bubble gum afterwards because the floors were so sticky cleaning
oh
up, like
Yeesh.
or
dude,
picking
remember
up our
that?
shit up.
Oh, remember that bar in Potsdam? Every time we walked in, it was like
It
just
felt like you just walked into like a porn set that was used for a week straight without being
it did.
cleaned, and you're
Oh,
Oh
just
my
walking
god.
through there.
so
Like your
bad.
feet would stick to the floor and you could hear it, dude. It was
Remember how
disgusting.
bad the
You didn't
speakers
even
like?
want to piss in the bathroom because you felt like opening the bathroom door, you'd get AIDS or something because it was so dirty.
Remember one show? This dude had a pitcher of beer, and he literally leaned over, was like looking at you while you were soloing, and poured the whole thing in your fucking guitar case.
Yeah.
What the
And his
fuck?
guitar case is lined with fur, so that was
Just
fun.
ruined
That
it.
that's oh, it smelled fucking great. Oh,
Oh
we
yeah.
kept it.
I'm
Oh, we
sure.
kept it. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh,
Dried
that
that bitch
shit
off. It just smelled
reeked,
like
bro.
beer for the rest of its life.
Oh, it was so bad. So our speakers, we'd pick up our monitors after a show in a local bar and dump them out. Oh
Yeah,
Ugh.
my
pretty much,
god, dude,
dude. But
it was
those are good
wild.
shows, man. You'd
They
see
were
like a couple of brawls before the end of the night, so we'd start playing Rocky, which would
always
intensify the shit like even
every time.
more.
I remember being on the big stage at Watertown X Hall, and a fight broke out, and we did that. That was the best time
Mm,
ever because they were like in the middle, and security couldn't get to them, so we just started playing Rocky music. The Eye of the Tiger, remember? Every time. Didn't
yeah.
matter what was going on, we'd stop, take a we'd just go and I'd sing a verse, and by that time the fight would usually de-escalate because they knew we were making fun of them.
Yeah.
So it worked.
That
It was a
sounds like it
win-win
would
for
work.
everybody. Um, but yeah, so now after the surgical tech and all that good stuff, you do IT work, correct?
Yeah, I work for a company that does software as a service for like tax accountants and tax companies like Intuit and Drake and like Thomson Reuters and stuff.
Like you have contracts with those people?
Yeah, actually we have contracts to like onboard their they call them agents, but they're tax people into our systems because we provide them the software as well as the support like QuickBooks and all that kind of shit,
So
whatever.
do you do software work also?
No, not really.
No.
I do more like managing access to that software to the different. I wouldn't necessarily say that software in particular. I manage the access for like the internal employees, like the people that work for the company I work for.
Okay. Yeah, I was
Whereas
gonna say
we
you got
provide
quite the
support for like Thomson Reuters and Drake. Like we provide support for their applications they use
like
because they use our platform to use them.
Canadian icon Drake.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Um, Yeah, I see you got quite the
Canadian
setup there. You
icon.
got. I see you got quite the setup there. You're at one computer and you got a stand-up desk behind you. Yeah, you got quite the setup there. So, you got a lot of responsibility in the tech part of it.
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, I would say like right now I'm more senior on like the IT team, like that I work directly with. It's me and another guy. He wants to be supervisor or whatever, and got the okay from the director of the company or whatever. And I don't really want to stay in that department. I was torn between like engineering or development, but I'm actually working on a huge project right now doing engineering work, like setting up system automations for access. Like basically when you create an account in our directory, it automates the account creation for a specific system, and it's one of the bigger systems that we use as a company.
Oh,
That's awesome.
yeah, like it's wild to me that you like we used to work not really fast food. It was kind of fast food, but not really. And then you were a youth advocate. That made sense because you were always good with kids. And then you went to Saranac janitor all the way up to surgical tech, and now you're like fucking IT tech. It's
So
wild to me that you
when
just like have these big shifts in your life, and you'll just call me
Mm.
and be like, pretty much tiered out on this surgical thing. I'm gonna go do this now. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's almost like you're playing like a video game. You know what I mean? You're like, well, I tiered out this character. I got that under control.
doing all the
Can't really
side
go any
quests now.
further. Yeah, let me go do this side quest in IT. You know what I mean? Because you were
so
always big into computers back. You
yeah,
know, even when they first came out. I remember me and you used to play Diablo 1. We
mm,
always used to be like aiming each other there. AIM, AOL, IM,
yeah,
whatever the fuck it is.
Um,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, we illegally pirated from Napster. We were
yeah.
part of
We'd
the
spend like
Napster.
3 hours downloading a
Alex,
song, dude, on
Alex,
LimeWire or Napster. Yeah,
Alex.
we are part
yes.
of Napster, the
Have you ever heard
original,
of
the
Napster?
OG.
Only because I've seen the Social Network.
Okay. Have you ever heard of LimeWire?
Yeah, I used to use LimeWire.
So I was just out, and I told a story about this to my son, who's 21 years old. I told him that they were playing because it was St. Patty's weekend this past weekend.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they were playing Whiskey in the Jar, but the original one,
Mhm.
because it's an old Patty song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back for my daddy, oh, this whiskey in the jar, right? That's how that goes. So uh, I'm listening
Sounds like
to
an
it.
Irish dig
It
or
does.
something.
That's what it is. It
Yeah.
is. It is. So anyway, yeah, I looked at Drew and he looked at me and he goes, "Is this a Metallica song?" I go, "No,
It is. Though.
this is the original." And he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "You want to know how I know that?" He goes, "How?" I go, "Got on LimeWire, typed in Whiskey in the Jar, not from anybody, just typed in Whiskey in the Jar, downloaded the first one, got this fucking magical piece of shit." Fucking, and I'm listening to it. I go, "Oh, they covered this little jig, huh?" And
Yeah.
actually, it's really not too bad because you heard the Metallica version, so now it's oh my god, yeah, it's pretty good actually. I'll give it to him. I don't know who does it.
I hate Metallica with every fiber of my existence.
Well, but yeah, so you were into it all back then, and now you're doing so. You do some like AI shit too. You're getting into the whole because AI is getting really fucking taken off right now. I don't know how I feel about it.
Is
Please, thoughts?
um so just to go back super quick, the only reason I switched careers because I moved to Virginia, and I started working in an endoscopy suite, like doing not like doing endoscopies, just minimally like invasive procedures for the most part, but we're also doing
When
like
you moved to Virginia,
yeah, I was doing them right in Richmond at VCU. So I would work in the normal hospital and I would work in the children's hospital, and did a lot of really awful shit on kids with like super rare conditions and stuff.
that's
And
gotta be
then
tough.
did a lot of like cool stuff too, like cryotherapies, where they would freeze like lesions and cancerous tissue in your esophagus and shit through a scope. So it was pretty cool
Wow.
stuff.
That works.
Um, yeah, I think so. You can only do
I
it like
think
it.
so.
I mean,
I
as
mean,
the
that's
doctor told me it did.
cryo. So they're like,
Therapy. They're literally like freezing the tissue on
It's
contact
really, really small
through this little
amounts.
straw.
It's really, really
Yeah,
small amounts.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
so
not like you think there's like
Your esophagus is like super like.
they're not covering
thin
you like
into
Han
itself.
Solo,
No,
right?
no, no.
It's like,
No, you're
No,
not getting
they just freeze
encased in
like wherever they see a
carbonite.
lesion or whatever. They just freeze the area that the lesion
I'm
is.
picturing kryptonite just covering you and just.
Well,
the
think of your
carbonite, yeah.
esophagus, dude. We're going down your throat with a
What
scope.
did I say? I said
You
kryptonite.
said
I'm so
kryptonite,
sorry.
yeah.
Kill me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I know what it is. It's kryptonite. Carbonite. Sorry. Go.
So
So-
COVID happened, dude, and they ended my contract because I was doing it as a traveling like endoscopy tech or whatever, but they're paying me surge tech wages because they interviewed me for surge tech, and then the lady was like, "Well, you don't have a certification, which was what we really want, but we really like you. Talk to this lady." So I called the director of like the endoscopy area, and then she reached out to the traveling company that like I was working for and contracted me to work for them or whatever. And then COVID happened. They terminated my contract and we're like, "Hey, you want to come back and just like hang out in the ER and like do one-on-ones with sick patients for like $7 an hour?" And I'm like, "Hey, no
No.
fucking way, dude." I was like, "The government's gonna give me $650 a week
to do
Extra.
nothing.
and whatever." So I literally took that money and went to a trade school for IT stuff and got a cybersecurity certification.
Real
I
smart.
just
Smart. I bought a
like
PC with the money
like
that the
I
government was
took it
giving
to
me.
survive, but then I took it to like pay, like partially pay for the course.
Smart. Smart. DeJoy bought a fucking PC.
I bought a PC with the money that the government was giving me.
That's what I did too. That's this PC that I have sitting here. I used
You
for my
you needed
cybersecurity
it for
classes.
college, though. See, you needed it for college.
Oh, I needed
Alex,
it for
I did
gaming
not.
too.
Alex,
I needed it for
DeJoy,
everything.
what did you need it for?
I wanted to play Rocket League with on more
Oh.
than 60 frames per second.
Oh.
That's why I still have it, actually.
I will say we are all big gamers here, and Tick absolutely spanked the shit out of me, Alex, and another friend of ours, Josh, with two of his friends. Just it wasn't even fun.
But dude, I've been playing the game since like 2015. I've been playing it for a long.
What's your rank?
I've been playing
What's your
since
rank?
2016, and my
I think
teammates
like
were
high
garbage.
diamond champs, low champs or so.
Alex, you made it to Grand Champ, didn't you?
No, I'm in champ right now.
Oh,
Sweet.
I see a 1v1 coming up under the
I'm not a
Ronnie
1v1er,
Vegas
dude.
podcast TikTok.
I'll
I'll be on your team then. We'll 2v1 to Joy.
That would
Fuck
be.
that guy.
I'll take Johnny, and I think.
Okay,
Johnny
there
and I
you
might,
go.
Alright,
Because
let's
There
Johnny,
you
do it.
go, our
'cause
friend Johnny.
Johnny is right
We'll-
at
Me
that
too.
the
We'll
diamond.
create
Yeah.
that on. We'll do. Yep, that'll be on the TikTok. We'll do.
I
some
don't. I've
highlights on
never
that.
really played ones really. I literally. I mean, I was just looking the other day, and I have like. I mean, I don't even want to say it, but probably like almost 10,000 games played in Rocket League, and maybe 20 of them are ones.
I was gonna say just the other day I was looking at my set. I have 20 days played on the game, so like I've.
How many days played you got on that game?
I
Dick?
think last
How
time I
many-
checked, like a week or two ago, it was like 35 or
Yeah.
36, 37 maybe at most.
I'm right there with you though.
Bruh!
I've been ranked in ones maybe one season. I've been playing since like 2016, 2017. I took a long hiatus for a while from playing the game, but for over the last year, I've been playing the game basically every single day.
I have
Johnny.
109 days into Warzone.
I was gonna say, dude,
Yeah,
you can't act like 33 days is a lot because I know you have more in some
like
games.
97 days in Warzone. In Modern Warfare
Something
2019.
like that.
I have
I have more days
77
than that
in
in one character on WoW when I used to be a WoW
Yeah.
nerd. Like,
Yeah. Well, you could on WoW. That was a whole life. Your character was your life. People used to like make characters and sell them for good fucking money too.
I'm telling you right now, I easily beat any of my time played on any of my games recently from when I played RuneScape when I was younger. Me and my
RuneScape was good.
Me and my
see,
brother.
I never really played
Me and my
RuneScape.
brother grinded the shit out of RuneScape. Like when that was the only computer game. That was the only game I played for probably 6 years.
I remember I
for
played
nostalgia growing up.
PUBG for 2 years straight. That was the only game I played.
Worst
was
I
mistake.
hate
PUBG.
that game.
Worst
That
2
game
years
is
of your entire life.
garbage.
No, good game. Great game.
Worst
Bro,
battle
the-
royale out there. I'm not even like
Great
saying-
game.
It is the worst battle royale out there. It was the worst battle
Winner,
royale.
The
winner.
first game I ever fucking
Chicken
played
dinner.
and he can attest to this. He got me to get it on Xbox. I played like 2 games. The first game I played, the parachute got caught in a goddamn tree on my landing, and then he had to kill me to get me out of it. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And then the second game we got smoked, and then he would ask me to play it, and I would just ignore him. I would say no.
What
No
game?
That PUBG.
Oh, PUBG. Yeah. No,
Yep.
the first time I met Ronnie was through my friend Josh, through our friend Josh, him and I's. And Josh was like, "You should download PUBG because that's really what Ronnie plays." And I was just like, "I'll download PUBG if he downloads Warzone because Warzone was at the time." And he agreed to it. So I went and I started to play PUBG with him, and we played like 2 or 3 games of PUBG. And I was just like,
3.
"You like this game over Warzone?" And he was just like, I mean, I haven't really played Warzone that much. And I was like, come play Warzone with a couple of people, and you will never play this game again. And I think you've probably played it maybe 5 times since then.
Maybe, yeah.
And now Apex is way better than PUBG is.
Apex is really good too.
Yeah.
So to the AI thing, Alex.
Yeah.
There's a story about the BMW AI robot. TIC, you had another name for it?
They call him Figure One.
Figure One.
And it's so wild to me that you haven't seen this video because it's very
open.
popular right
now. I forget who the robotics company is that makes it, but it's
I've
AI
seen the
that does
video.
the software.
Yeah.
I've seen the video. TIC sent it to me.
Okay.
I just didn't know that was
That's
the
the thing I was talking
BMW.
about,
Yeah, I didn't either till you were telling me that.
Yeah.
I just know that BMW was it is in a BMW store somewhere right now.
So it's a pretty big leap in artificial intelligence. So
Speech-to-speech recognition, yeah.
I want to get TIC's take on it, and I want to first get DeJoy's take on your thoughts on AI and the future of it.
I think it's inevitable. I think that obviously there were a lot of movies that were made. Like one of my favorite movies didn't make my top 10 list from last week, but 2001: A Space Odyssey, where the ship's AI computer takes over. Yeah. And so even back then when that started happening,
I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah, it created this fear in people that it's gonna take over the world or whatever, and even the fucking it's an iRobot with fucking Will Smith or the AI robot, that fucking
Dude, it
thing
goes on
crazy.
forever.
Yeah.
The Terminator movies, the Matrix movies.
And I just don't think there's not much. I don't think there's much to worry about in that regard. I really don't think so. I think it's way too I think it's dangerous in the fact that it's going to. I think the more likely thing that would happen is the movie WALL-E, where all of the fat people are sitting in the chairs and they're getting wheeled around and their entire day is controlled.
Looking forward to it
by the AI captain or whatever. I think that is way more likely to happen than to have an iRobot situation where these humanoid robots go and hurt humans.
I fully endorse it. if that be the case. Because if you've ever been to Destiny USA in Syracuse lately, that is so much fucking walking. That literally every time I go there with my wife and Drew sometimes, and we just look at each other and say, man, we just say, man, I can't wait for WALL-E when we get to fucking beds and just fucking go to the stores we want.
I live near King of Prussia Mall in Pennsylvania, and that is even larger than the mall that you're talking about. And I love walking around.
Is it still though? Because
Destiny
keeps adding on.
So does
their
King
whole
of Prussia.
Their whole destiny is to have they're gonna connect the city zoo to the mall.
That's wild.
And then they're gonna have a hotel. So it's really not all gonna be mall, and then they're gonna have a water park and shit like that. I've seen the plans for it.
I know store-wise, the actual number of stores that King of Prussia is still number 2. I don't know about actual size by actual landmass size or whatever.
Square footage or whatever.
Back onto it. So you don't think AI is going to be you think it's just going to
be a problem? I think it's going to be very useful. I use it not every day, but it's not like I use it for work or anything, and it's not it's just a useful tool.
So it's getting to know you already?
It knows me already. I don't have I'm not one of those people that have fears about I don't like putting my information out there. Obviously, talking to someone who has a cybersecurity background, but I don't mind putting my information into a lot of as long as I know they're a reliable source, data things. I know that there are data leaks, but I'm not too concerned about it. I don't do anything unbelievable bad, so it's not I'm still safe with myself. I mean, I know it's not the safest thing in the world, but like I have a VPN and I use it. I like create proxy. Like I've got that shit and I'm good.
I
With,
fully endorse VPNs.
Yeah,
because
so like,
I don't think it's a fucking
I
government
fully
or
endorse
anybody's
quality chairs.
business what you're doing
Exactly.
online, but your own.
but like I don't mind putting in my
Personally.
information into like my phone or like stuff that like my computer, like it knows who I like, shit like that. I don't mind doing that shit. Like I'm not concerned about it.
Okay.
Maybe it's just
Tick.
maybe it's just my brain. Could just
No,
be me.
let's ask somebody who's closer to my age. Tick is honestly, you're how old are you right now?
40.
Are you 40?
Just turned 40, yeah. A couple months ago.
Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
you're a year behind me anyway. So let's get your take on AI. What do you think?
I don't know. It's all in who controls it. It can be used for good things and great things. It's already being used for great things, like even medically, like Alzheimer's and shit like that. It's helping doctors do crazy shit.
Yeah.
But
yin and yang, my
put
friend.
it in Randolph Hitler's hands, and
Okay.
you're gonna have the next genocide. You know what I mean?
Wow, bro.
You're not wrong about
Take
that.
it easy.
You're not wrong about that.
Take it easy.
So I mean,
No,
it's a double-edged sword, like a lot of things, I guess. I mean, I use AI in a limited capacity. When I work right now, and it's mostly Microsoft's AI. It's called Copilot, and it's like basically it's a Windows-based AI, like Windows-based assistant. It does great things. It takes strain off my eyes.
So what exactly does this robot do that doesn't do?
The fact that
Speech to speech
around.
recognition.
Yeah,
like the guy had a conversation with it, so it not only did it recognize what he said, but it also like it was a thought out process. That's why there was like a delay in time.
Kind of
where
like that robot AI that can have conversations with people. She's like, it's a she, whatever.
Yeah. So basically, he asked it to do something. It took a minute. It processed the command. You could tell because it did the little blinking shit on its face.
The 3 dots.
And then, like, it clearly had. I mean, I don't know exactly how it's laid out robotics wise. I mean, your Connect can detect everyone in the room. So
yeah, I know. Even
ghosts.
you
know, you put that kind of technology or something that's way more advanced now than the Connect is into something like that. It detected the dude standing there with his hand on the table, the plate, the cup. And then, I mean, obviously it pulls from various sources, but it's also what they call machine learning AI. So it's also learning in the process to do shit. So it can pull, like, if you think about it, like the process, like it's like a computer. It stores the process in the memory.
But computers don't learn.
Of course. The computer is the one that's teaching it.
Yeah, it does in a way that's like when you do something and it stores away that process, it can do it faster the next time. It learns it and it can do it faster the next time. The more times it does it, the faster that process becomes, the cleaner that process becomes, the more, like, if there are any bugs in it that they need to work out, they can see those because it's all in that process now.
See, I'm more worried about when it becomes
it's all in the hands of whoever.
When it becomes
that's not going to be in this lifetime, though. That's a long.
Is it not
way.
though? Is it not? Because we didn't think we'd have. They're not
going to be able to simulate consciousness on.
We didn't think we'd have cell phones like this, a supercomputer in our fucking hands when we were teenagers.
So there's a general rule when it comes to like AI. It's what's easy for a human to do is hard for a robot to do. But what's hard for a robot to do is easy for a human to do.
Yeah.
So like dexterity, fine point movements, picking shit up off the floor, like all the things you can do, hand-to-eye coordination, taste, touch, smell, like all that stuff, natural to human. It's super difficult to program a robot to be able to simulate those actual abilities.
I don't know, man.
And it's even harder to simulate emotions that a human would feel.
Yeah.
And that's why that I don't have a fear against, obviously, if like I don't have any fear against the good people that are doing, like, obviously, like you said, it's a double-edged sword that there can be bad people that can develop the software. Obviously you'd be worried about that because obviously that they're trying to do something bad. I think it would be much harder for something that's designed to do good things to do bad things, because it would then have to develop the sensation of feeling some kind of like hatred or disdain towards something and wanting to stop it.
But it depends on if it's autonomous or not.
See,
like,
that's
not
the thing.
autonomous and it's controlled by someone.
Alex, have you ever seen the Terminator?
No, I haven't.
So there is a company called Skynet, and they create the first artificial general or sophisticated intelligence.
Yeah, I know the premise. I'm just
and
never
within
seen
a few minutes, it becomes self-aware, and it also knows that the greatest threat to humans is humans. Whatever, it just decides to fucking annihilate. And that's also the same thing with the Matrix too. We gave birth to AI in that movie, and all of a sudden they started like taking over everything and started building their own like mobile. It's weird, but you need to watch both of those movies, and I think it might change your mind.
They're good movies.
it. I find that very unlikely.
Unlikely.
It's hard because like the government is inherently evil and corrupt people. They're ultimately going to be the driver of where AI goes in general.
Yeah. Do you watch those videos of like that Dr. Green or whatever that swears that we've been reverse engineering UFO technology for?
Yeah, I believe that too. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, but that's the thing. Like he even said the government is quantum leaps ahead of what we can fathom.
Oh yeah.
That they have. So they probably already have AGI, or they're fucking with it at least.
I don't know.
Would be my guess.
I feel like AGI is on the same playing field of like aliens.
Yeah, I think that's
as far as like
he says we have 64 species of aliens spread out throughout.
I believe that, but I'm saying the way that the public would react to it is what I'm saying.
Oh,
if they actually had AGI, they would be trying to keep it to, I mean, not that they are with aliens really a whole lot anymore, but they would keep it tight-lipped because that would cause panic in a public setting. I feel like if the public actually knew what AGI entailed, not just what it stands for.
Yeah, we've talked about aliens and kind of AI ever since those movies came out. You know, even when we were like teenagers and stuff. The fact that Project Blue Book was real, and the fact that they released all these government documents during the pandemic, and we were all so fucking jaded and tired from being locked up that we were all just like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like they literally came out and basically confirmed everything this one guy's talking about. That
Bob Lazar is his name.
Yeah,
he did an awesome interview on Joe Rogan's
podcast
that I've watched probably 2 or 3 times. It's awesome.
He's done interviews on Logan Paul too. That was a really good one too. He's done
a whole bunch of talks.
Yeah, but he swears up and down that these things are, and it's so nuts, and he keeps trying to get people to come forward, but they won't because they get threatened that they'll kill their whole family and everything like that. Like he swears up and down the first moon landing, there were a dozen spacecrafts waiting when Neil Armstrong walked off the spaceship, just waiting there. So they knew we were coming, and but Neil Armstrong won't talk about it publicly.
I believe it. There's aliens, dude.
It's wild though.
There's aliens everywhere. If you think about it,
there's aliens everywhere.
Just from probability alone, like what is the probability we're the only one if there's hundreds of trillions of stars just like ours,
0%.
if not more?
0%.
Like, come on, there's got to be
basically zero.
All over the place.
There's billions of trillions of stars. It's an absolutely
insane
it's an unimaginable number.
Yeah, more than they say. There's more stars than grains of sand on every beach on the planet combined. And I can't imagine what that even means.
Probably multiplied by 100 minimum. And that's
they
just
could
because
be a lot more advanced than us too, because they probably are ancient species, and they probably have minerals we don't. You know, like the ancient Sumerian texts say that they came here 450,000 years ago to mine gold for their planet. And then when they decided that it was a laboring task to get gold, they fucked with some primates and made us. And we're a slave species. Like that's one of the things with the Sumerian whatever.
But Indiana Jones like 5 or 6, ain't it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But no, that's the Crystal Skull, right? Crystal Skull. That's a good episode of Ancient Aliens too, man.
Yeah, I mean the universe is 13.8 billion years old if you believe in the Big Bang Theory.
And how long is a human actually? How long have humans actually existed?
Earth itself has only been around for 5 billion.
Like,
and
not
so
even
that means
in
13 billion years prior to Earth's the universe has existed for 13 billion years before Earth. and then Earth is around for 5 billion years before humans, because anatomically modern humans have only been around for around 500,000 years, 450,000 years, and so
That's not even a blink of an eye in the time.
Man, I really hope your character's right here in that desk the whole time you're talking about that shit.
Like to think that we're alone in the universe is wild. I am less convinced that we've had contact with aliens and that they've come here. Just I that's just my belief, but I think it's ridiculous to not believe that. It's ridiculous to believe that we're alone in the universe. It makes no sense.
Like what Bernie Sanders said once they asked him about UFOs and whatever, and he said, "I think if they traveled all the way here to annihilate us, they'd annihilate us. Like us shooting our little missiles at them, if they have the technology to travel here, isn't gonna, it's gonna be like shooting spit wads at them. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. Like, they might crash land here, like Roswell."
The one argument I have against that aliens have come and interacted with humans is that just like if we're looking out at any other star system, we are seeing that star system, like if it is a billion light years away, which is essentially one of the closer star systems to us, that means we are seeing that star system as it was a billion years ago. So anything that is looking at anything that is looking at us, if you are more than 450,000 light years away, which is unbelievably close in the grand scheme of the universe, that is not even to the nearest star system, not even a third of the way to the nearest star system, 450,000 light years away. So humans have only been putting out radio signals into the atmosphere for 70 years. Like, so if anything is looking at us from wherever they are, they would see the Earth as it was, however many light years it is away from us, because that's just how visuals work. Unless they already had some kind of intergalactic camera system that was live on us on the moon, like
wormholes.
Well, I was just gonna say they use wormholes to travel, long distances relatively in a blink of an eye.
There's got to be some other way to travel.
It's a theory that they do it in
other way to travel. I feel like there is that's not discovered. Like, so the craziest thing to me is like thinking like exactly like your boy DeJoy was thinking. Like they're talking about like maybe that one star on Orion going supernova in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
Betelgeuse, and just think it might have already, and we might see it 5 years from now. But it might have already because it's freaking like however millions of light years away. So it could have happened 2 million years ago.
The thing is that most stars in our observable universe are already either supernovaing or are going to soon. Like it is that, or already have, because it's that far away. And if
a lot of the
space time is hard to wrap your head around, dude.
A lot of the ancient civilizations say that star people came down from the Orion. I forget the planet, it's escaping me, but they came from there, from that Orion star constellation. They came down here, so maybe they were running away from the supernova, right? And they just stopped here, and they were like, "Hey, we can rule these motherfuckers for a little while."
The thing that
women don't look so bad.
Also, the thing that I don't believe about those people, that thing, is that you said that they come down, and I've heard this story too, that they come down and they were like using the humans to like mine for gold, and that they were
slave race.
They were going to come back and that's why humans are so infatuated with gold. Do you know how little gold there actually is on Earth? It's like if you put all of the gold found on Earth, it wouldn't fill 2 football fields.
That's
all of the pure gold on Earth. It wouldn't fill 2 football fields.
He's right. It's like a super rare.
It's an
maybe they don't need. Maybe they just.
Maybe that's why they use paper instead of gold.
Maybe the gold of your ring isn't 100% gold. Maybe they just need gold plating. No, the entire thing was that they were using the gold to harness
patch
energy
their
from
atmosphere.
Yeah, it was like their atmosphere because they had run out of ozone or whatever, so they were using it. And if first of all, if their planet needed gold that bad, they would have come back already if it was 450,000 years ago.
Well, have you ever thought about?
It's not even.
Have you ever thought about the reason we have such little gold now is because they came and took it all?
most of the gold that you have now has already been mined and is just reintroduced.
What I'm
to other
telling you
things.
is,
like most people don't
you
mine
say
for
all the
anymore.
gold on the earth right now would fill what, 2 football fields?
It's
all
something
football
maybe
fields?
3. I think I saw
Okay.
I saw something about it.
That's all they left. We got their fucking crumbs, bro. They didn't take it all. They left a little here. They were like, "Yeah, you guys can keep that shit. We're full."
Yeah, keep that old ass spaceship too.
Yeah, you
We're
know what
gonna
I
dump
mean?
that shit in the desert in New Mexico.
You know what I mean? Like maybe. Yeah, did you ever that you ever
You got to also think
that
about
as a
even if they
possibility?
took 90% of the entire world's thing of gold, that
Let's
would be
say.
what 10 football fields. What are they going to do with 10 football
Yo,
fields of
bro,
gold?
you don't know what they're gonna do with it. Maybe they like it. We like
Maybe they
it.
have some sort of crazy technology that like
They can
turns
pull it.
gold into
They can stretch it.
atmosphere or something. I
I
don't
think that
fucking
it
know.
would be more. They would
It
be
seems
more
like
inclined.
somebody was on acid and made up this story.
You could get more gold and minerals
They may
from
have licked the frog
asteroids
way
than
back
you
then.
can from Earth. You can go
I
into
mean-
one asteroid belt and go and collect all those asteroids. If there are these
Okay,
all-knowing-
but people don't live on asteroids. They don't want to land on an asteroid and do it themselves. They stopped here and they were like,
if they
like
wanted
I'm
all the
telling you.
gold, why didn't they just fucking blow it up and hold a metal detector?
because it's much more fun to make us build your pyramids and you sit back and eat grapes and fuck everybody and just say,
and then just
this
show
ain't
back
too
up
bad,
and be
eh?
like, give me all your fucking rob us and mug us. Take
Yeah,
me
and
all
then
your
just be
fucking
like, hey,
gold."
by the way, put all that gold in that pyramid shaped thing over there. That's definitely not my ship. Go ahead, fill it up.
Do you remember when your ancestors
Please.
100,000 years ago told you to
Please.
start mining for gold?
Please,
Please.
fill it up.
I'm here to collect.
Hi, do I want gold in my spaceship? Please,
Yeah,
please.
Please.
all of it. Line it with gold.
All right, Dick, I got a couple quick questions for you.
First
Question. How long? Oh no. I'm sorry. Forgive me. That's the second part of the question. Have you ever played on tour or big stages with national touring bands with less than 6 strings on a 6-string guitar? And sub question: how long did you do that for?
Yes, man, I'm not even sure.
This guy, this fucking guy, lead guitar player. We're playing. I think I noticed it on a big stage. It was just. It was. I think we were playing with Tantric, maybe Taproot. I don't remember.
I feel like I did a full string swap at a couple of those shows that had you shit in
You
your
had
pants.
to. You had to. You never changed strings, Alex.
Yeah,
Let me ask you something. You ever play any instruments?
I played the piano.
It's got strings.
All right. Okay.
Please.
I played
please.
Imagine
the flute when I was younger.
A guitar that you're gonna wail on in a 6-foot power circle on stage for 45 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
That's tuned down to C.
Yeah.
You don't put brand new strings on a guitar 20 minutes before you roll your eyes at me
It
again.
worked.
Do it again. Do it
Please.
again. So please do it again. No, you don't put new strings on a new cars don't get waxed. You don't put new strings on a guitar and go on stage 20 minutes later. They're not stretched yet. They're still gonna go out of tune every 5 fucking seconds. So this motherfucker right there, he would do it all the time because I'd catch him. He'd get his
And
guitar
it worked
real
out
quick,
perfectly every
real
time.
quick. He'd turn in a corner and try and tune it, and I'd be like, "What you got going on over there?" He'd be like, huh? "What? Oh, I'm just tuning over here." I'm like, "How come you're not touching that bottom tuner there?" There's no string on it. He played. I think you played for a solid 2 months with 5 fucking strings.
Did you not need the 6th string, or did you?
Didn't
just...
happen. Didn't happen.
Dude, yes, it did. To the point where I was like,
I don't remember that
why
ever
don't you
happening.
have it? And he was like, well, I don't need to use it. I was
if
like,
you don't need to use it, why have it?
Okay. Really, dude? It's just you're playing professionally,
Yeah.
semi-professional. You're just got a 6-string guitar and you broke it one time. You just said, meh.
I got a 5-string guitar, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you don't need it, you don't need it. If
so
you didn't notice it, there obviously wasn't a problem.
Dude,
unprofessional.
Dude, I had my own process and I stretched the strings out fine,
My
right?
own process.
If it works for him,
Please.
what's it?
Please.
What's you to tell him?
Explain the process.
Why do you get to tell him what works for him and what doesn't?
Go ahead.
I know, dude.
No, explain the process. I'd like to hear the process. Step 1, ignore it.
No, dude, I would.
I wrote it
you're
myself.
always freaking. I did. You would always freak out about. You're gonna go out of tune. Your guitar will go out of tune, dude. What are you doing? Why didn't you do that like yesterday? Your guitar's gonna go out of tune. I'd be sitting there holding it by the strings, doing one of these, stretching them before a show, and it never went out of tune.
First of all, you never would.
I did it quick.
You never would have stretched them like that if I wouldn't have fucking yelled at you. Let's just.
Yeah, but
I would have said you, and then you're like, "You want me to stretch them?" That's what you did. You did, and then I was like, "Yeah, that
All right,
works."
all right.
Sure.
If it works, why fucking why mess
Dude,
with it?
When he had the six, when
That's
he
what I'm
had the
saying.
bottom E string, he would use it because you played solos in songs, right?
You
So
played
he
solos
would
with
use
5
it.
strings.
He'd put he would adapt his solo because he knew he didn't have the fucking string, and he'd fucking play it
Smart.
different than he. Yeah, oh
Mhm.
yeah, fucking genius. Anyway, that wasn't a real question anymore.
Fucking genius.
He's a fucking genius over here. Anyway, so your best memory of what I call the T Street days, back when we were teenagers. Your best memory of the teenage years, when we used to just hang out and fucking do whatever.
Playing
Best
guitar
memory.
on my kitchen table,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, we
We
used
did
to do
that
that a
for
lot.
quite a few years.
We did. Yeah.
That and I'd probably say is the fucking just all of our friends always hanging out at my house. My mom was, we're lucky. I was lucky to have a super cool mom, and she'd let all my friends come over whenever
Whenever.
they wanted to hang out. It didn't matter. Spend the night whenever. One of our other close friends, like he had some family problems, and his father had a bad car accident. He ended up living with us for a couple of years and whatnot.
Yep.
But that was probably those two things. Yeah, just always being able to, all friends just showing up all random times whenever
And that
they
was
felt
fun
like
about
it, and
that
just
was fun about
chilling and doing
playing
all
the
sorts of
guitar,
shit.
playing the guitar around your table because
Yeah.
we'd play guitar and I'd sing, you'd do backups once in a while, and we didn't know who would be in the house.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'd be playing to fucking 14 people.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
fun.
And
Yeah.
it was fun. Those were good times. So, what is your best memory of me and you? Doesn't have to be a specific time frame, but just me and you.
Playing guitar at his table.
Just
at his
best. Yeah. No, like I would best memory.
Doesn't have to
I
be
don't
from
know.
that
That's
time
hard,
frame.
dude.
Yeah?
That's hard. Yeah,
Is that
for
hard?
sure, dude. Yeah.
Make an assessment.
I don't know. I was thinking about a couple of them a little while ago. I was thinking about when we used to go up to the playground at our high school and you'd smoke weed right on the playground, and I'd hang out with you.
Underneath the drug-free school zone sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Remember that
then,
one time, dude? We smoked so fucking much, and we drove back, and I had to put the four-ways on and drive 30, and it was only like a 2-mile trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. Oh, it was bad. And then we went back and turned next Friday on and fell asleep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And then the
Those-
other one I was thinking of was that one winter. We used to fucking huck ice balls at the side of
Oh
tractor trailers.
God.
Just like on the side of Route 11. You've been up in the Canton area, right? Like the Canton pocket. Yeah, so
Yeah, I used to
like
live up
that
there.
little ass town that
I
him
got a
and I
scar
grew up.
right here from this story.
There's freaking.
Right
We
there.
used to just like winters we'd go out 7, 8 o'clock when it got dark and be out till like 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Sometimes we'd go for walks down Route 11 at midnight.
Yeah, and we would just make
Snowbanks
ice
waist high.
balls, dude. We just pack these fucking snowballs until they're ice. And as a tractor trailer would come by, we just whip them at the side of it, and it'd just be like just make the loudest noise. And
some small town high school shit for sure.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It's like cow tipping, dude, but for that town. We didn't
Throw
have
shit
cows.
off a bridge. What do you want to do?
So we were walking down the side of the road, and I fucking hucked one at the side of a tractor trailer as it came by. Broke. Part of it came back and hit Ronnie in the head, and he went flipping over the side of the, like, the road was a drop off, and it took him out so hard he freaking cartwheeled down the side of that hill on the side of the road.
Over the side. It hit me fucking hard, bro. Hard. Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Then you come running up. All I see is your silhouette in the fucking moon. And you're like, you all right?
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Oh, yeah.
Got a
Yeah,
slight
those are good
concussion.
That was awesome, though.
So, best show we ever played. Best show.
Go with Papa Roach, probably.
Think so?
Papa Roach, or what was that one we did? Like, we started that rock fest up there in Edwards, and all of our friends, like bands, came and played.
Up at
Wasn't it like
we called it Rockfest, but it was up at Satch's.
yeah, when we had it outdoor, and we had them actually.
We
playing,
had
like,
King
stage.
Snyder there, and we had Torment
Yeah.
the Vein there, and that's how we met Drop Clutch.
Yeah.
And Caustic came up. Oh,
Yeah, just a bunch of our friends from around the state came and played. It was super fun.
There's
That
hundreds of people
probably
showed up, too.
our trip to spend the weekend with Drop Clutch.
Yep.
For sure. That's like literally
Those are fun.
top 3, top 4.
Sweet.
And Timmy learning he got a job at Walmart
While he's
shit-faced
piss-ass drunk.
at like noon. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally takes the phone call for a job pissed drunk. Oh, yeah. Because, you wake up at Drop Clutch's house.
You start
and,
drinking the next morning.
whiskey sours for breakfast, bud. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. All right. So we're going to go to the segment songs. So we're going to include our special guest TIC on this one. We're only going to do 3 songs a piece. What we do is we read lyrics from a song, and they have to guess the artist and the name of the song. So, who wants to go first? I went first last time.
You should start again.
Yeah, because I went 0-5.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so the first one. I dream in phosphorescence, and I bleed through spaces and see you drifting past the fog. We dive in crystal waters.
It's Sleep Token. I just can't think of the name of the tune.
Perfect oceans, but no one told you not to breathe.
I don't think I know this.
You got the name of the band, TIC. Can you get the song? You don't get it, you don't get a point.
Yeah, I don't got this.
Sweet.
No.
Take the tally.
I can think of the next lines.
You gotta name the song, bro.
Something Eden.
Oh,
Back to Eden or something like that.
oh, you're getting
Take Me Back to
closer,
Eden?
bro.
Is that it?
Hey, one for TIC. One for TIC. It is. Yep. Take Me Back to Eden by Sleep Token. Very good, TIC. Very good.
I've been
going
listening
to see
to them
them
a bit
in May.
lately. Nice, dude.
I'm going to see them in May. Yeah, their live show. Wow.
Yeah, I seen
Their
some
tour
live videos.
sold out. Their whole North American tour sold out except for that Montreal show. So
Really?
we got nosebleed seats, but we're gonna be there. Yeah, their whole tour it sold out in the first couple weeks, I think.
Who are they playing
And
with?
the only one that had it's them. It's their headlining tour.
They don't have anybody else that's coming with them?
Oh, probably, but I don't give a fuck.
What country are they from?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Sleep Token?
It's like, yeah, I'm not really
Sleep
sure.
Token. They're like anonymity. They wear the masks and stuff, and everyone thinks they know who they are, but they've been pretty good. They've kept their identity for what the internet is now. They kept their identity.
They're from London.
London, mate.
London.
Wait.
That's Australia, dude.
No,
Put another shrimp on the barbie. All right.
British people
TIC,
say mate too.
why don't you go? Your turn. Song number 1.
All right.
Pull it up on your second monitor.
I did. Ready?
yeah, man,
All right.
we're ready.
Boning, I see. Somehow it always seems that I'm dreaming of something I can never be. It doesn't matter to me, because I will always be that pimp that I see in all of my fantasies.
I don't think I know that one either.
Um, Ja Rule. No, I don't know. I don't have a boning. I don't have a clue. I want to say Bloodhound Gang, but I don't. I don't know. Fucking starts off. All right, guys. Yeah, I got my songs. Boning.
Boning.
Yeah.
No
I
idea,
know
bro.
that
You got me
there's a
stumped.
song that starts with boning, right? The first lyric, boning. I feel like I've heard
Got
the
me
song. I have
stumped,
no
bro.
idea what it is though.
It's Adidas by Korn.
Is it?
I don't know
Yeah.
enough corn, I guess.
Well, I feel like a horse's patoot. I
Because
can't
I
believe it. Is
will
it?
always be the pimp that I see in all my fancy forever. I don't know
Oh,
your fucking name.
yeah. So what?
Yeah.
I dream all day. I dream about sex. Yeah, I know that song. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Adidas. Adidas. All right. Wow. Tick stumped both of us.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Corn and
all
Sleep
right,
Token are
go
definitely
ahead.
blind spots for me. I don't listen to a lot of them.
Man, that's like the only, that is like one of the only like 3 songs maybe I've heard consistently by him.
It's a good
Honestly,
song.
I haven't listened
It's a
to
really
much
good
of
song.
them.
I cover it when I play out acoustically. It's pretty good. I like it. Alex,
Yeah.
hit us with yours.
All right. Warm yourself by the fire, son. And the morning will come soon.
Rise Against Savior.
Not that song.
Shit.
I'll tell you stories of a better time in a place that we once knew. Before we packed our bags and left all this behind
All
us
this
in the
behind
dust.
us in the dust.
We had a place that we could call home.
We could call home.
And
And
a
a
life
life no one could touch. To hold me up now. I don't. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. What the fuck is that song?
You got the band, Rise Against.
Prayer of a Refugee.
Yeah, indeed. Prayer of a Refugee.
Give me the point.
I mean, I'm putting it in post. We don't need to wait. It's your turn again, Ronnie.
Oh, I'm not. Okay. Oh no, I wanted to some bells and whistles to go off. You probably won't do anything. You put a pile of cow shit right here.
Yeah,
next
congratulations.
To my face, okay, yeah, you're great.
I made these easy on purpose.
The blood is on the wall, so you might as well just admit it and bleach out the stains and admit to forgetting this. You're better off.
Lamb of God.
I was gonna say Lamb of God. Yeah, later.
Yes, sir.
I know Lamb of God. I didn't know the name of the song.
Yes, sir. Good job. Lamb of God, laid to rest. Stay your gifts off. Fuck. Yeah. Our friends in Drop Clutch opened up for them one night.
Hell yeah.
Well, we were playing the Hotel Adams to a whole 5 people. Yeah,
for Ivan Moody's old band.
Oh yeah, that's right. Moto Grader. That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ivan Moody, the lead singer of Five Finger Death Punch now, his first band was Moto Grader. And they still tour. They have a different singer. So, little factoid there. We also played with Five Finger Death Punch.
True.
3 years after that. Yeah, so, Ivan.
Fuck
all right,
you,
anyway. Yeah. Tick.
Okay. I love myself. I want you to love me. When I feel down, I want you above me.
Hey.
I search myself.
Hey.
I want you to find me. I forget myself. I want you to remind me.
That's all we
I
get?
have no idea. I've got no clue.
Yeah, that's the whole first verse.
Give me the second verse. I think people listening would like the second verse as well.
Do you want me to give you the chorus? The chorus will give it away, but okay. Second verse. You're the sun who makes me shine. When you're around, I'm always laughing. I want to make you mine. I don't want anybody else.
I got no clue.
But when I think about you, I touch myself.
Hey,
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Is the song called "I Touch Myself"?
All right,
Yeah,
name of the
something like
band and the
that,
song. What is it?
I don't even know. I have to Google it.
Yo, bro.
The Divinyls? Divinyls? That's a fucking weird
I
word.
touch myself.
Divinyls?
When I think
Divinals?
about you, I touch myself.
Divinals?
Divinals? Is that how it's
Divinals?
pronounced?
It'd probably be
Anybody
divinals.
else?
Divinals.
When I think about you, I touch myself. Ah. Oh yeah, good song. Never heard that, Alex?
No.
Wow, wild.
Maybe I haven't.
Wild.
I wasn't really listening to what you were singing. I'm gonna listen to it.
Okay. Fuck, don't worry. I'm used to it. I was in this band for a long time. Nobody listened to us for a long time. All right, Alex.
All right.
Tick is just stumping the
Yeah,
fuck
no,
out of us,
yeah.
man. You're playing dirty, bro.
I
Dude,
played
just thought of
really
some
light
fucked up
because
songs.
I played really light because I fucked up Ronnie last time with some weird obscure shit. If
I thought
had-
Ronnie would get Adidas for sure. Like I thought for sure you'd get that one.
I don't remember any of the verses to most of the Korn songs. Is that wild?
They're not worth really remembering, to be honest.
Oh, whoa, bro, whoa.
Damn.
I mean, we used to cover Blind in that first band we were in
I
high
like Korn.
school.
I
we
like
covered
Korn's first
Blind,
couple albums.
and we
after
covered
that,
Blind
it's-
and Tirade for fucking ever.
Mhm.
Fucking yeah. So
That's because people love that shit. It's only
yeah, and I could fake the lyrics. I still don't know them to this day, but I get up there and I'm just like, fucking nobody knows what the fuck I'm saying.
No, they're all,
I would
they're all
assume-
talking like that.
Once in a while you go,
go.
go. Fucking- That's about it. But okay, Alex.
Yeah. If
Hit
I
us with
had
it.
to, I would put myself right beside you. So let me ask.
Diary of
Would
Jane,
you like
Breaking
that?
Benjamin.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
I made these way too easy.
Yeah. One band we never got to play with that we always wanted to play with. We played with
What about Awesome?
we played with Papa Roach and Tantric, Taproot, Edema, Godsmack,
Hell
Red
yeah.
Jumpsuit, Hell Yeah. Hell Yeah, which was half Mudvayne, half Pantera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Vinnie,
before
Vinnie
what's
Paul
his
was a
face died. He was
Vinnie
alive.
Paul, rest in peace, was a dickhead. But
Yep,
that's all right.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Um,
most of them, pretty much.
I mean,
They want
you
they
shouldn't-
made those motherfuckers. Actually, they're all fucking dickheads. They made us pick up our merch. Remember? Because we had.
Yeah,
they're-
that's what I'm
the-
talking about. No, it
yeah.
wasn't all of them. It was fucking Vinnie Paul. I don't give a fuck. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. I'll say it.
Because we're hanging out
They came
longer
over
than
and
they
they
wanted
told us at
to.
our merch table. They said they wanted to come out for the VIPs. There was like 15 of them, maybe 15 VIPs.
And we're like,
Great.
okay,
Great
fucking go ahead.
guys.
Why the fuck do we care?
315 people showed up and Tirade sold 278 tickets. So you're fucking welcome, by the way. But
Yeah.
anyway, they fucking came over and they said, hey, Vinny wants everyone to pull out that's not a VIP. And I was like, cool. And then they're
Yeah.
like, no, you guys need to pack up,
Fans too.
get
yeah.
out of here. I'm like, says fucking who? And they were like, says Vinnie Paul. I was like, okay. So we fucking, oh, dude, we packed up so mad walking out. I believe I said a lot of expletives on the way out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were very upset. That was very shitty of them.
It was a
Fuck him.
letdown. Couple of
hear-
those
I
bands
hear
that
Ch-
we thought were amazing.
I hear
were
Chad
let down
Gray though. I
personality-wise.
hear Chad Gray, who's the lead singer of Hell Yeah and Mudvayne. I hear he's actually a decent fellow. You know what I mean? Like I hear he's actually pretty cool. But we wouldn't know because Vinny fucking kicked us out. So
Yeah.
meh. Anyway. Yeah.
Your
is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Oh. Tick. Stay quiet for a little while. See if the young man can get it.
Okay. I'm not doing so hot this episode.
She was a fast machine, and she kept her motor clean. She was the best damn
this.
woman
I know this. It's ACDC.
that I ever seen.
It's the ACDC song.
Uh-huh.
If you keep going, hang on, keep going.
No, I'm not gonna keep going.
Keep going.
Mm-mm.
What's the next lyric?
She had me sanctified, telling me no lies, knocking me out with those American thighs.
You shook
Come
me
on,
all
bro.
night long. You shook me all night
Ah.
long. You
Mhm.
shook me all night long. Yeah.
Boy got a point.
Thank you.
My dad's favorite band.
Yep. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, your dad.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
I had
too.
a friend
Thanks, bro.
in
Appreciate it.
middle school whose name was Angus because his dad loved Angus.
That's fucking wild,
That's
bro.
awesome, dude.
That's
Yeah.
fucking wild. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was Angus Johnson.
Angus Johnson. That's how I
It's
would
like a bull's dick.
What?
What?
Angus Johnson. That's a bull's dick, dude.
Oh,
God.
it's a good thing he didn't go to school with you.
Oh man,
Try-
I wish I would have thought of that.
Would have
Oh
been
my
trying out for
God.
fucking basketball. And Tick would have been like,
Hey, Bull's dick. think fast, motherfucker.
Oh my God, that's so good.
"Bull's dick."
That is so good. It's funny because, like, kind of full circle. Like, I was friends with him in middle school, but then he started playing Magic the Gathering, which is a card game that my brother really likes. So now he's actually friends with my brother more than he is friends with me. I haven't talked to him since I moved, but he does, like, he talks with my brother every once in a while about Magic the Gathering. Oh my God. Bull's dick. I'm never gonna talk to him again, so that sucks that I'm never gonna be able to call him that. But
Right.
I wish I had that when I was 13 years old and I knew him. I wish I had that in the back pocket to pull out.
Yeah.
So good.
Ronnie's dying over there. Oh, you're still alive?
Dying. I hit the choke button.
I had to teach him how to make a keybind in Discord to mute himself.
That's for everybody at home. That's for everybody at home. All right. So who we on? We're on TIC now, right?
Yeah, do you
Your
have a
third one?
yet?
Did you
get a
even
third one?
find it yet?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So visually, you're stimulating to my eyes. Your Cinderella syndrome's full of lies. Your insecurities are concealed by your pride. Pretty soon, your ego will kill what's left inside.
I no idea.
Beautiful by 10 years.
Oh, okay.
It's as beautiful as you are. You know that song?
Oh yeah. I know that song. Yep, that's a good tune.
This is a decent tune.
All right, Alex, see what you can do on your last one.
This is gonna be another fucking easy. I'm actually gonna go with the second verse because it's a little bit harder than the first one. Now I'm naked, nothing but an animal. But can you fake it? For just one more show. And what do you want? I want to change. And what do you got when you feel the same? If you don't get it from that, I can read you the first verse. That'll make it really easy.
Feel so. Can you read it? The first two lines again.
Now I'm naked, nothing but an animal. But can you fake it for just one more show? I'll read the first verse.
No.
The first lyric of the first verse is going to give it away. It's not the name of the song, but it's going to give it away.
I can't think of how they sing that line. It's in my head, but I can't place it. I know. Man, I'm gonna feel.
I'll give you the lyric after for just one more show is, and what do you want? All right, the first lyric of the first thing. Okay, the world is a vampire sent to drain.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Secret
there it is.
destroyers.
Fuck. So
hold
you started.
up to the
I
flame.
thought
I started
it
in
was
the second verse. Yeah.
You fucker.
And what do I get for my pain? Betrayed
Now we're
desires.
naked.
Is it first? So just
Now
a
then,
quick
button
story.
in my-
Yeah.
Were you
Sorry.
listening to that CD a shit ton at your house?
Bunch.
That was the
Oh, 2
first
CD
Christmas.
set.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
first. I still have it. It was the first gift
still
my
have it.
kid ever bought me for Christmas, dude.
No
When she
s-
was like 6 or 7, she was like, "Can I have money to buy you a gift at school?" I'm like, "Sure." Came home with a Smashing Pumpkin that album, that 2-album set. I'm
That's
like,
so
dude,
cool.
that is like one of
That's
my
awesome.
favorite gifts I've ever
That's
received
really
in my
cool.
life.
That's awesome. Classic songs on it too. man.
Yeah, dude, such a good set. It's such a good band.
So who
So,
won?
so we
I feel like it was me this time. Sorry, go ahead. But
Both-
we
no, you're good. So we were in Walmart the night before last night, and they have this Melancholy Infinite Sadness shirt. And so I bought it for her, and she was like freaking out that she got the shirt because she loves Smashing Pumpkins now.
That's
so
awesome.
That's cool.
It was awesome. Hell yeah.
That you grew up with that, and now she's growing up with that. How old is she now?
14.
Wow. Wild.
14. Yeah. Crazy shit, dude.
Wild.
I was gonna say, if we're counting who got it first versus who knew it, because I feel like both of you guys knew everyone that I put out, and I think I went over for everything.
I didn't know
for
that
AC/DC.
one, that second one till you started the first verse, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it was me.
You can take the win if you want to. It'll be in post to see who got it first and who won.
Taking it.
Take it. It's all yours. It's all yours, brother.
Did you just put one more section? Like on your crotch?
I think he did. I think he put the win on his dick.
It's right there. Why wouldn't I? You don't? When you get a win? Where do you put it?
On the shelf or something.
So we got one more section called Rapid Fire. And TIC, since you are the special guest, I'm going to leave it up to you. Do you want to play Rapid Fire with Ronnie Vegas, or do you want Alex to play his second round?
I will. I don't care.
You should play.
Let me tell you what Rapid Fire is. Did you catch it in the last episode?
It was the last 12 seconds.
Don't answer that. Last 12 seconds. So anyway, Rapid Fire is I ask you 5 questions. You have 30 seconds to answer all 5 questions. It's Rapid Fire, baby. Okay?
Okay.
And the special thing about Rapid Fire on Ronnie Vegas podcast is the answers are subjective, which means you got to answer them the way I would answer them. Think you know me?
Maybe. I don't know.
Here we go. Rapid Fire with Ronnie Vegas. Whew. You ready?
So I got to basically pretend I'm you.
Yes.
Answering the question. All right.
Yes. All right, here we go. Rapid Fire on Ronnie Vegas with TIC as the special guest. And here we go. Things you learned on today's podcast.
Nothing.
The last 4 digits of your old telephone number on Tanner Street.
4788.
Nope. 1284. How many times did you used to make me late to high school every time I picked you up?
Every time.
Yeah, that's great.
Because my dad would wake me up while you were...
No. We gotta get going. Best skateboarder you know.
Tony Hawk.
No, Gary from your street. Who would win in a fight, Levy or God?
God.
Neither. No,
Lemmy, sorry. Lemmy, because Lemmy is God.
No, yes, Levy is God. There we go. Rapid Fire with TIC. If you want to elaborate on the best
Can I ask a quick question first?
Yeah, what's up?
When you asked TIC if he wanted to do it or to make me do it, did you have different questions for me? Because those were definitely directed for him.
That I did.
Okay, you had different questions. I got you.
I had, yeah. Or did I?
Oh, God.
The world may never know. Anyway, do you want to elaborate on the best skater that you know, or you want to tell that story real quick?
So there's a dude who lived on our street. I won't give out his last name. His name was Gary, and Ronnie and I used to try to skateboard. So we'd be out fucking around on a skateboard like all the time, whatever. And he came walking down the street, and he was just like a local drunk dude. Like, he came walking down the street, and he's like, "Hey, let me see that skateboard." And he started kicking it back and forth, and he's like, "They call me Gary from the Berg." he goes, "I'm on my way to the Berg right now to get some pussy." And we started laughing, and he goes, "Yeah, going to the Berg to get some free pussy." And then I made the name Tickenberg or something like that as a chat name for like years or something stupid.
Tick in Dubberg. You didn't tell.
But he was like kicking back and forth, going ape shit on the skateboard, almost falling on his head. Like, it was the most ridiculous shit you'd ever see.
And then he did, though. Remember? Then it kicked out from under him and he fell. And the board went way down. He was like, I better head out, go get that free pussy.
What the fuck?
But we were like 15 years old, so I was like, what the fuck? This dude was like 30 years old walking down the street.
Who's this motherfucker?
Just hops on this skateboard.
Yeah, he's like, let me see that for a minute. Hops on it with a fucking cigarette flopping around in his mouth because he had like 4 total teeth, and the cigarette was like wedged between 2 of them or whatever.
Did
It
he
was
drop the
ridiculous.
cigarette
It
when
was
he fell on his
hilarious.
ass? Did he keep it in
No,
the
that
mouth?
shit. No,
Never.
he's
Oh,
like
okay.
he's like those professional smokers,
Yeah.
dude. They could do like 10 backflips, and that shit would still be like hanging
Flopping.
in their mouth.
Wild. And they always had the Zippos too, so they could light it in any kind of weather.
Yeah.
Any kind of weather, didn't matter. I had one more question for you because we talked about WWE last time. Tell Alex how much planning went into you choke slamming me through 2 bunk bed grates.
A lot, because I think we tried to do it through a couple other things first, and it
I
didn't
think we
work.
tried a pallet.
Was it a pallet?
I think we tried an actual pallet.
Things first.
Yeah.
And then we had to like drag the fucking bunk bed grates outside, and then
This is
find
why I have
another
arthritis now.
chair. We sat one end of it on the picnic table, and then the other
And
end
one
on
on the
this
bar
rickety
stool.
ass, like,
Bar
yeah.
stool. Yeah.
Is that what it was? The
And
bar
yeah,
stool.
it was like the under crates for bunk beds. And
Yeah.
we took them both, lined them up, and I stood on top of a metal chair,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and I just fucking put his fucking hand, I put my arm over it, and picked me up, and
I love how
that was the ticket. I went through that one.
when
Oh,
you
yeah, dude.
when you said what
It
was
was
the
a good
thought
thought.
process going in when you choke slammed me through this? I just assumed that you weren't involved in wanting to be choke slammed
Oh no,
through
no, no! It was
something.
like,
I didn't know
Yeah,
you were
no,
like, yo, you should choke slam me through a bunch of stuff and see which works the best.
I think we were like, because I think
Pretty
you
much. That
choked,
was like kind of the idea.
I think you choke slammed me on the ground, and it knocked the wind out of me, and I was like, you should just choke slam me through something so it breaks my fall.
We learned
And
that
it
that
did.
didn't happen.
It break. Oh no, it broke my. It slowed it down. I mean, I
Yeah.
had a bunch of splinters poking in me everywhere. Fucking gone, broken. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But we used to have wrestling matches all around town. Remember, we'd just fucking all of a sudden get into
Mhm.
character and wrestle for 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
We
dude,
thought we
dude.
knew how to do the moves, but we totally didn't.
Very much going to hurt each other.
Pick would not let me do the pedigree to him because I
Mm-mm.
smashed his face once
Yeah.
because you didn't put your head where you were supposed to put it.
But
still
we
blame
had
you.
2 friends too that would, the 2
Do it with
brothers,
us.
Phil and
Yeah.
Josh Rhodes. You
Yeah.
freaking, what do you call it? The Phil Rhodes driver, where you'd flip
Yeah,
him
but-
upside down, and you'd go to power bomb him, and they would wrestle on a bed, and you'd flip
Yeah.
him upside down to tombstone him or whatever.
Yep. And then
And he'd step to the edge of bed and say, "Oh no, wait, it's the Phil Rhodes driver," like an announcer, and just drop his
just
brother on his
let
head
go
off
of
the
him.
fucking
God.
off
Just
the
let
bed,
go
like
of him,
standing on the, yeah. So the dude would
Wow.
like land in freaking, what do you call it, from ridiculousness. He'd like scorpion and like kick
Oh.
himself in the back of the head because he'd land on his face,
He
dude.
did it over and,
And over. And he would still
over.
let him do wrestling moves too.
He
I was
would
like, bro.
too, dude. Oh my god, yeah. But we would have matches like out in the yard and shit, and like you'd always put me in an ankle lock and
Yeah.
actually like try to fucking snap it. But I
Yeah.
was flexible. Like I was pretty flexible. My brother used to put me in the line.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was just scorpion you just by
He
bending
did use his
over.
gun my head. Yeah, Tick
Yeah.
used to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After Gears of War.
Yep. He
Yeah.
just all of a sudden put me in the lion tamer or the figure 4 leg lock or
Oh, that was another one I forgot. Yeah, the figure
crippler
four.
crossface,
Yep.
rings of Saturn. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Wow, my back still hurts thinking about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
dude.
Yeah.
Considering I have
But
no
I was
idea
pretty
what
flexible.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't wait to Google pictures to put them into
Oh,
the
man.
thing of these
They're
different
out.
wrestling moves.
So
Yeah, dude.
bad. Oh, they all hurt. But I could
Bending the
take
way
him.
the body shouldn't bend.
No, I was pretty flexible back in the day. He'd do that to me now. I'd snap in all 7 different kinds of ways.
Yeah.
Be awful. But anyway, Ronnie Vegas podcast, episode 4 in the books. Thank you so much to our special guest, Tick. It was great having you on, man. Loved having
Hell
you.
yeah,
It was
bro.
nice
Reminiscing
to
about
meet you,
everything.
for sure.
Hell yeah.
Very interesting.
Absolutely. Thank you for
And
having
of
me.
course, your boy to Joy. Bring us out, brother.
I know it was great to hear about all of the old stories, and now that we know that Ronnie loves getting choked, we'll just move right on out of here. We hope you have a good day. Subscribe to the YouTube. Check us out on Spotify and TikTok. We'll see you next week.